Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to The Ultimate Gamer. My name is Upmind, joined here by Suga,
hey, what's up,
and
guys?
we're going to be switching up the esports real quick. We're going to go to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and we're going a little bit old school. We had some technical difficulties, and we got a whole bunch of cameras going around the venue. So why not take advantage of it? We're going to be right behind the players, essentially.
We're going to hit the deck.
Some fun.
And honestly, I don't think this commentary is going to be very unbuzz. We'll see how this goes.
We're gonna have some fun with this one. Like for your old heads out there, think like Marvel versus Capcom, like 1 a.m. bracket at Combo Breaker. So this is gonna be a fun time. The two teams are ready. If I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be the team of. If I'm not mistaken, it's gonna be Shinsa also against. His name is Yami in the game. Yeah. I'm going to call him out as that. Yeah. You have young Simba playing with the Goatee tag, Gamers on the Edge, and TMO6, a.k.a.
Mr. Fister.
What a name.
Yeah.
What a name. I didn't want to say it myself, but yeah, it works.
Hey, man. Alrighty, guys. So, we had to hit the deck for this one. We're going to be right behind the players, so anything that you can hear, they can hear. Just so we're on the same page. It looks like we're going to get Donkey Kong and Captain Falcon, which is a beautiful composition coming from two experienced players, versus Snake and Cloud. The enemy team obviously went full top tier to try to compete with these.
Okay. That's pretty much a top tier combo.
Yeah.
All right, let's get things started, boys.
I think we're going to be starting any moment now.
Yeah, let's go. Yo, we're literally right in front of the players. Yo, fist bump, start. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yeah, make sure you share as many germs as possible.
It has to be proper.
Alrighty, honor and all that. Alrighty, we're hopping in. I'm going to assume a very aggressive start coming out from the blue team, which happened to be true. They get caught up in a cross-slash sandwich. All right.
Absolutely. Cloud and Dubs still very much a threat in comparison to his Smash 4 compatriot, who was actually banned in most tournaments later on in Smash 4's doubles life cycle.
Yeah.
But now we already have a very early SD coming out from Yami.
Yeah, that puts the blue team down a whole stock, which is really huge in this situation, considering both of these characters that they're playing against on the red team last a pretty long time. Doesn't look like team attacks on, now that I just noticed. It looks like the F smash went straight through Captain Falcon, which is way better for these characters because of how hard hitting they can be. Alrighty, that knee takes it out into a jab, into an up air. So much action going on right now.
Yeah, good F smash. You don't exactly see that F smash from Snake being used all too much, but it's explosive, man. That's a straight up RPG point blank.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
tries to go for the thirsty up B, knocks him out of it, no full punish. Yeah. I love it. Down air to up smash. That's not a combo, but it looked like it. Up air.
Another one. Trying to go for the ladder, and I kind of like the time. Wait, yo, tie into F smash. Yo, this guy's playing around a little bit too much.
Yeah.
This one's pretty much already over. His teammates out of stocks. They can't share either. The forward throw into down air, but the down air is in a sour spot.
Unfortunately, let's see what happens. They're both going for the spike. Somebody's gonna get it, and the up B takes him down. He's gonna take a stock with him. They drop down to one stock for Captain Falcon.
Oh my God!
As is tradition.
Love it.
Went a little bit too hard.
No, absolutely.
Go for it. That's a gorgeous windscreen right there. Two of my favorite characters. Alrighty. That looked like a clinic, if you ask me.
For sure. Although they got the top tier combo going, and honestly, a pretty good start coming out from the Cloud. Really, all you really need to do is that cross slash at the very beginning.
100%.
Take advantage of that blade. Also, Snake's pretty much going to be on the back lines, using up his projectiles. Going to be using up the nades and whatnots.
Yes, sir.
Just to try to separate the two teams. But if these two,
that's the three. Alrighty.
All right, BO3.
Looks like we're going to get some character switches coming out, which I would really highly suggest.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that first game looked a little bit too easy on them, but I think it's about to get even easier as they're actually going double PT. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh.
The classic.
Oh, they're going to start off Charizard too? Oh, yeah, okay. That's hype. That's hype.
That's Double Dragon right there. You guys know that reference.
Double Dragon. What a game.
Alrighty. Hopping in. We got two Charizards on the screen versus Fox McCloud and our boy Ike. Little kid Ike, interesting choice.
Yeah, he's not exactly feeling like an alpha today, so he's,
Ooh,
oh
for the thirsty spike, and he does it himself.
Yeah, he had to go for it. He had to go for that up B at least.
Yami not making it back.
At 6% too.
All stocks on the red team have been
Ooh,
That didn't look too good. Yeah,
No.
all stocks lost on the red team have been a matter of thirst rather than a outplaying situation.
Yeah.
Forward air, gonna whiff that into the Aether.
Hey, what happened to the? Okay, I was about to say, what happened to the good old Charizard dynamic there? Switching over to the Ivysaur. Oh no, Yami's. Yeah, of course he's
Had to go
gonna
top
be
tier
alive,
real
but that
quick.
was rough.
All right, back throw off the stage. He's gonna go for that back air yet again. Nope, try to turn it around. F smash, maybe the blue can pull one out here. Ooh, do not contest that flare blitz, sir.
No sir.
Forward
Oh, okay,
smash.
from behind.
Almost busts the shield up.
Oh!
Forward smash is his own homie, so team attack is on. Just gotta.
Gonna have that moment of realization. Just say, okay, yeah, we good.
I
in a sense.
believe an up throw would take Fox out at this point, if I'm not mistaken, from either Charizard.
He's just done for.
Yeah.
Too far away. Couldn't get the Firefox angle down. Actually, he had a pretty good angle down. He was just too far away. Now, ooh, good back throw setup. You had Mr. Fister waiting on in the back with the back air, but just couldn't get that last piece of the puzzle.
Yeah. Up smash, gonna take it as usual.
Yeah, two
Ike's heavy,
stocks
he's
to
not
four.
that heavy. Alrighty.
This
Both
is-
Charizards sitting cozy at 64%. This is not a viable kill percent.
Okay, good up B though, collecting both.
Yeah. That big hitbox is gonna be a real useful thing for for the blue team because they have. Oh wow. And they're gone.
Awkward angle on the Firefox. Didn't expect it either, but apparently Charizard's. Oh god. Apparently Charizard's get up attack hits behind him too. So yikes. Oh my god! Oh my god. Strike kills himself though, but it's all good. It's still hype.
That's okay. We got a few more stocks to play with. If this is a comeback, it's the greatest comeback of all time. Hold on, it's a stock of peace.
Wait.
Oh, you better switch off that. Alrighty, we're back to double Charizard.
Okay, it's yet another up B, and it's actually gonna connect. Ooh, holding on to it. That flare blitz, he's still alive. Up B's. Wait a minute. Just a little bit more away from stage. That would have been it. Oh no, yeah. He's
Take him
done.
with you. There we go.
He's done. Hey, that's respectable. That's gonna be game number 2.
Great play from both players. I believe it's a 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3, 2 out of 5.
Everyone's just struggling, just like, yeah, you do what you want.
You play as many times as you'd like, sir.
4 minutes, let's go.
They're cutting it.
Alrighty,
They're cutting it.
looks
That's
like
GG's.
about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So quick W's coming out from the team
Yes.
of young Simba and good old Mr.
Mr.
Fist.
Fister.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
A name a mother would be proud of.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my
That
God.
was a beautiful little kicker for an intermission between our Valorant matches.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're still going to have yet another one between the other 2 remaining teams, just to kind of see where the point values are going to swing back in their favor. All I know is that the team of Mr. Fister, they ended up winning their Valorant tournament.
Oh,
Or their Valorant tournament game, so they have their spot in winners finals pretty much confirmed. Now this next game, however, is going to be a little bit different of a dynamic. We don't know what the point values are going to be, but all I know is that representatives from ECG are going to be playing off against the members of Vikings, and that's going to be very interesting considering how close their game in Valorant was.
Yeah.
This could actually swing the favor of one team maintaining in winners finals
100%.
or going back down to losers.
Yeah, that's the whole point of these kickers in the first place, is that they're supposed to tip the scales in your favor if you didn't have a good performance in your main game. So what we just saw right there was just an example of a team getting ahead by pretty much smashing their opponent in Smash Bros.
Yep.
And we're going to see if we can see the same thing happening right now in a more close situation.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw this situation actually happening on Friday,
Yeah.
where one of the teams, they did end up they lost their Call of Duty S&D, and their representatives ended up sweeping away in a game of MK11,
Okay, yeah.
and that ended up pushing the point values for that team to make it into winners finals. That's the whole point of this entire event, ladies and gentlemen. Ultimate Gamer is a marathon of esports to really declare who is the ultimate gamer in a sense. So some of these players, they're going through a total gauntlet. You talk bipolar, you talk about different genres.
Yeah.
You had MK11, Call of Duty, League of Legends, FIFA, Smash, and
Yep.
Valorant. It's all over the compass, but that's the fun in it, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen, and definitely looking forward to our second game. Now, however, we are waiting up for our opponents real quick, which
Yeah.
we are almost literally alone here over at the stage. So for now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a little quick break to decide what we're doing next. Most likely it's going to be yet another doubles game between that ECG and Vikings combo. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Atman, joined here by Suga, and we'll be back in just a couple of moments.
See you guys.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to The Ultimate Gamer. My name is Upmind, joined here by Suga, and we're going to continue Super Smash Bros. Ultimate action. We are here on the floor here at the studio, and again, we're going to be using some of our beautiful cameras around here to broadcast the game. So up next, we have ourselves ECG facing off against Vikings, and this is actually a very important game in terms of our kicker series.
Yes, sir.
You know, you had ECG losing out that Valorant game, and Vikings, they ended up splitting up that score, right? Okay, they're shaking their heads, but this is actually a huge opportunity for them to steal away that round and actually make their way into winners finals, stealing away that position from the Vikings.
If you guys aren't clear on how the way that Ultimate Gamer works, we have these events called kickers, and we'll use other games to decide what points get distributed to players that may not have done so well, throughout the bracket.
Right.
Which is what we're getting right now. If you guys aren't aware, we had to hit the deck. We're at the ground floor next to the contestants right now, so what you hear, they hear.
Yeah, and that's a cool dynamic for us at least, because if we do want to talk a little smack, we can. But look at these team comps. It's going to be Asian Braum and Jovi using up the Wario and the Ganondorf. And let's see here. We have ourselves Lift and Hornet playing up on the Nest and Ganondorf.
All right, to be fair here, if you pick up Wario, you probably know a little bit of what you're doing.
Okay,
he's not one of those just pick-up characters, So let's see what Asian Braum's got in store for us right now.
Jovi just straight up going for the F smash. Dude, okay. High key Ganon, not a bad dubs character by any means, but I like that from Hornet. Dash attack immediately into an up smash. Just that is just a real clean string that could work out at a lower percent.
100%.
But you could at least realize that, he knows what's up.
Ooh.
Oh, wait a minute!
Team kill.
Hornet literally runs right into it. Oh, Jovi! Okay, this is just a slobber knocker, dude. Both
a lot
are
of
just
weaponry
swinging.
going on here. It's just straight home run bat into sword. These F smashes are raining down. He threw out the up B.
Get out of there! Oh, what are you doing? Lift again, taking so much damage, but that up smash ends up taking down two. Hornet, if I'm not mistaken, that was a fair. I was a little bit too far away. Like, I'm physically far away from the screen.
The red team is only down 2 stocks right now to the blue team, which isn't doing too hot right now. Nest down to a final stock, and being a very light character against a team with this much kill power, this is a real issue. Oh, wow. Beautiful.
This is actually our closest game thus far.
Yeah,
our last
really
one was a little bit of a stomp, but
yeah, this is anybody's game.
Yo, wait a minute.
Side B, what's the mix? Nothing. I'm just gonna down tell you.
Whoa! Oh my God, again!
And the game's about evened up. Ganondorf being a pretty heavy character. Nope, never mind. He's gonna SD.
Yeah.
Red team takes the backseat to the blue team right now. Let's see.
I haven't even been paying attention, but has Braum used up that wafty?
No, he has not. It's still on deck, I believe.
Okay, sick.
Throwing the bike out. Not any big plans for that, apparently. And he's just gonna sit in that fire. These are the things you see outside of the competitive scene. Ness's side B is just absolutely busted.
Good dash attack into up air again. Jovi knows what's up. Ends up getting a kill from that, and now it's all even at 1 stock apiece.
Ooh, grabbed him by the throat. This is shades of Undertaker right now. Forward smash out of the side B. Alrighty. Oh, drops the waft on him. Takes his own homie out, though. It's down to a 1v1. Asian Braum 2D God versus the Ganondorf player Hornet.
Yeah, no, this is huge. Again, ECG needs a clean win if they want a chance of taking back that game that they ended up losing in Valorant. So here we go. Great stuff from Asian Braum. Taking back that damage. Hornet.
Unfortunately, Asian Braum has burned one of his most reliable kill resources, being the waft. Oh, landing on that forward smash. That shield could have been Pringles. Hold on, you gotta take it a little easy here, Braum. Gotta respect Ganondorf at all percents, especially at 104, no matter how heavy you are. He has the bike on to go. 2 moon boots to the dome piece. Oh, Lord. He went straight to the penthouse with the moon boots.
We just witnessed a murder. It's over.
This is looking like CSGO headshots.
Wow, straight taps, man. Holy.
Oh, man.
Where did this come from?
That was anybody's game. Hornet pulls it out. Asian Braum looking a little disappointed in himself.
He's taking off the Fnatic.
The weighted vest comes off. It's on the floor.
The weighted vest takes him off.
Asian God 2D Braun.
Asian God. Oh my God, unreal. He's taking it all off.
Stripped off the jersey as well. It's getting full ventilation to those pits.
Oh boy. All right.
So
now he's really ready to go, man. So
it's the red team's chance.
Yeah, they're talking about sieges at the moment, which I think they're just going Battlefield Battlefield?
I think, or you're just doing
Literally
triplats over and over.
Like, because I saw the variation on it.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, they're just going for triplats. But then they also go over to Battlefield. So it's the Battlefield variant of Battlefield. But that's, it is what it is.
Yeah. We're switching skins. Lift is confident. Turn the hat backwards for maximum aerodynamics, of course. It's back forward. Lots of mix-ups coming through already before the game. Oh, Asian Braum picked up a top tier.
He's so ready.
Whoa! Asian Braum said, you're already dead on my screen.
Family show, dude. Family show. Yo, he's pumped. No.
Yeah, this is
All right.
getting crazy.
Game 2, ladies and gentlemen. ECG facing off against Vikings.
Again, double Ganondorf coming through.
Dirty Dan.
Dirty Dan, double Ganondorf. The side B mix is coming through already. Dash attack into forward tilt. Wow. Lift is letting that jab rain down. Okay, don't jump into the up tilt. That thing has a tractor beam on it, man.
No way.
Unfortunate
Lift
SD.
SDs.
Alrighty, let's see. That's the thing about this this nest recovery and amateur play. It's so hard to angle if you're not used to it.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
see if he can get back. He gets back that time. There's a quick kill coming from the Pika player.
Yeah, absolutely. Thunderbolt right on the ledge, too.
Asian Braum has something to prove this time. Going in hard. Chasing down Lift. Lift is making it very difficult, being very evasive with his movement. Hits him with the
Ooh! Wait, and Hornet still had time because of that hit.
unintentional
To Braum, he
combo.
was able to shield out. So literally using Braum, using
Wow,
the opponent
up smash
as a
connects.
shield. But oh my lord, this
Hornet
is
loses his
quite the
stock.
lead.
But we saw this last game. Red team was ahead, and then blue team just out of nowhere pulls it out. We'll see what happens. Ganondorf is such a polarized character because he can kill you at any percent. Oh, dash attack.
Ooh.
It seems like they're doing 2 1v1s rather than, you know, the 2v2 format.
Right.
Which works for me. I mean,
No, absolutely.
makes for some interesting, ooh. Charges the F smash for him to land into. All right,
no.
Lift
Oh,
is
no,
in
Lift.
free fall right now. Gets hit by the back air. Asian Braum's not gonna let him go for free off that thunder kill.
Ooh, what an answer!
Wow.
Asian Braum playing with his food, waiting for that drift from Lift.
Oh, and now we're making a sandwich.
Oh, God.
This is a Ganondorf and Pika
Oh,
sandwich.
what?
Put that kid in between you. All right, side B's trying to rain down. There's a lot of recovery on that. He has to be careful when he uses it. But Asian Braum's not gonna let him go for free this time. He feels really bad about that last loss. Ooh, pure taunts coming from Asian Braum. Hit him with the thunder. Light that kid up.
Oh my god, that uppie still hit too. Asian Braum just looking for Thunderbolts.
Wakes up with the get-up attack, neutral positioning. All right, I don't know what they're gonna let Lift do here. They're gonna play with their food a little bit. He's in the
sure.
fire.
Get some combos going.
All right.
Get a clip. Get a clip.
Ooh.
Oh my god! Are you kidding me?
The comeback from Braum, and he's popping off. The sweater and the jersey were really holding him back.
Thunderbolt into the last hit of uppie. What? Who does that?
Asian Braum 2D God coming through.
That was scripted. Had to be.
Yeah, it
right?
had to be.
No, you planned this out. Totally.
All right,
calculated.
now it's a 1-1. This is a best of 3, so the next winner is the winner. They're gonna get these points.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
Asian Braum looks like he's ready to win. Let's see what happens. Hopefully that pop-off wasn't in vain.
Yeah,
the blue
it's-
team is getting their heads back together and seeing
Might
what's
have been a
happening.
little bit too early of a pop-off,
Yeah.
but now at least they have a little bit more of a cushion knowing that they did end up taking that one game. So I don't know how opponents are going to end up, but I would like to think that that one game does confirm their spot in
100%.
winners finals. But we're just going to have to get confirmation after this, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 coming up next. Both teams are ready.
Hornet looked like he was having a bit of a character crisis right there, hovering over Mewtwo for a long time.
Mewtwo, Mewtwo and Tubbs. No bueno.
No bueno. You're gonna die to everything, including your partner's moves.
You get, you die to everything, you get hit by everything. Nah, it's over.
Oh wow, Asian Braum throwing out that thunder, pure
Hornet.
disrespect. He's gonna carry him off the
Wait,
side.
does he have a jump? Oh,
Let
Hornet.
him get away with the free side B back onto the stage.
Whoa,
How many things did he parry? Is that Daigo Omahara?
Oh my god. Bro.
The up air. Jovi's holding up a pretty sick ledge guard. No, he got a little too thirsty, pulled the trigger too soon.
Oh, Hornet!
Nice F smash from Hornet, covering that entire platform. The up
right.
air, Hornet's on the ledge guard right now. Got a little too thirsty, but Jovi's still gonna die. Up B was not sufficient enough to make it back to stage. Alrighty, Braum lands into the middle of the stage. Very dangerous for such a light character, but I think he knows what he's doing. Mixing up his recovery for these opponents. Alrighty, there's an up B just floating there. Every time Lift uses that up B though, he's making himself very susceptible to any attack coming out from Jovi. So we'll have to see how that plays out through the rest of the set. That F smash takes it. Up tilt. Lift
Oh, boy.
fearlessly challenges the up tilt.
Unreal. So now this one is looking firmly in the hands of ECG.
Oh,
Hornets still holding on to that
pop off
first
by
stock,
Braum
too.
was a little preemptive.
Oh,
The down B
okay.
spikes.
Okay, fresh stocks on everyone. Just so happens to be that Braum and Jovi on their last.
Ooh.
Lift, same thing.
Ooh.
This could be a huge
It's-
momentum setter. Lift is the one with the highest percentage. This could be a huge momentum
Oh,
shift
the
out of
infinite.
nowhere.
Braum coming through with the jab infinite. No DI on that bad boy. Hornet whiff punishes with the dash attack.
Okay, dash attack.
This is
into
beautiful
up air,
stuff.
Easy stream.
The classic Undertaker. Let's see if he can get that side B on Ness. Let's get some Omer and Bart action going on.
I have no clue how that downer actually ended up hitting two
Oh!
players.
Hornet throws, drops a full stock.
Huge lapse in judgment. He was already pretty late on that percent, so it's not going to be too big of an error. But again, Ganondorf, he's a big boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He can get
super
damage
thick.
out of anything. But Lift is gone. Lift is gone.
Lift is
One
gone.
more
They
stock
leaving
left
Hornet
for
on
this
his own.
ECG side.
Let's see. Never count out
good
Braum
tech.
2D God.
All
Trying
right.
to run these side Bs right now. It's a very confusing move if you're not experienced with the up
baby.
smash hits. Not quite going to kill yet. There's a lot of C's on the thickness for Ganondorf.
Yes, sir. Hornet is
Oh,
trying to
wow.
aim out for this Ganon. He's the first line of defense. Now in comes Agent Braum. Almost just gets demolished by the F smash once again.
I'm risking it all. The jab, such a long.
What?
Wow, wow, wow,
What?
wow. And now it's a 1v1. Next hit kills.
Yes, essentially last hit for both of these players. They're extremely similar. Jovi
Oh,
almost hitting
the
up with that
drop kick.
back
This
air.
is Sparta.
They're both
Hold up.
whiffing. What is going
Oh,
on? What?
the last second dodge. Oh my God. Is this Dragon
my
Ball
God.
Super?
Bro. Not a singular input
Oh, that's the
hit.
back air
He's
to kill.
dead.
Shows he closes it out for his team. What a God.
Unreal.
That was insanity. Look at Asian Braum. Got those points for their team, which was a really huge deal for them.
Huge.
I don't know how much of this they're catching, but there's a lot of testosterone going around right now.
No, we're here just vibing, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That's how hype things can get over here, and of course, we're very much looking forward for when actual events do end up coming back for Smash Ultimate.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's the energy that we like to see.
Yep.
But ladies and gentlemen, esports action is not over by any means. We still have more Valorant coming up next here from the main stage at Ultimate Gamer. My name is Upmind. You can follow me on Twitter at Upmind_. Sugar, I don't even know if he has a Twitter, but it is what it is.
Don't worry about me. Enjoy it, Ultimate Gamer, guys, where the world comes to play.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ultimate Gamer. Ladies and gentlemen, it is day 3, and we are continuing Valorant action here in Losers Bracket. My name is Upmine, joined here by Saber, and quite the day of competition we've had thus far. We went from, game 1 for Valorant, which was, a little bit more chill, one team definitely knew the game more than the other, it seemed as if, but now that, their opponents at least had a little bit of a breather, had a little bit of time to actually get accustomed to the game. They come back here in Losers against ECG, who ended up losing a pretty close game, at least in half one, but half two ended up being a landslide for the Vikings. So this one pretty much decides it all. If ECG can't make it through to the next round from here on out, their destinies here in the Ultimate Gamer, it is unknown.
Yes, that is true. We are in the Losers final round 1. Whoever will win this match between Team Wolves and between ECG will move on to Losers round 2, and sadly, Upmind, whoever cannot win this match will be sent home.
Yep, sent home for the weekend, and standings are a little bit up in the air at the moment, but from all we know, Winners Finals is going to be pretty much our most important game of the day, as if Vikings can make it through to the grand finals, they are confirmed the winners of this weekend's Ultimate Gamer competition. And if I'm not mistaken, both teams should be ready. We're still waiting on if we have the maps right, if I'm not mistaken. Should be all fine. We got Haven. We got Haven pretty much ready. We've already seen Haven twice, so I kind of seeing Haven. Question mark. Seeing if everything is fine, but otherwise, yes, ladies and gentlemen, ECG coming in from the semi-professional Counter-Strike scene, representing East Coast Gaming, and ECA Open at the moment, currently primed for playoffs. That'll be happening within a week. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is confirmed to be Haven, and game is currently starting up. Now, Saber, from what you saw from ECG, is there really any adjustments that they need to make against the Wolves?
I think the way they were playing is fine. I kind of think they got in their heads a little bit. So hopefully now they're composed. I saw after their match, they were sitting outside. They were sitting together in the lobby.
Sure.
Everybody was talking, having a good time, laughing. Hopefully now the team vibes are where they need to be. And I think that if those vibes are there, then they can come and pull this game out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's really just that at this point. I don't really question their mechanical skill nor their tactics or strategies. So, yeah, at this point, it's really just going to be a mental game for them. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to mental fortitude. And again, they have to fight all the way back from the first round of Losers, make it all the way to Grands to hopefully make it through to Rock Esports, because they are praying for a Vikings loss. So this should be an interesting game. Again, Team Wolves coming out, a team of the boys, team of the guys, and they still do have a couple of really good players who ended up playing COD on Friday. League of Legends certainly not going to be their cup of tea, but Valorant moving on over. They do have a couple of highlight players laying around their squad, so let's see if they could step up and kind of carry their team to this victory and potentially make this entire bracket, as ECG desperately needs this W.
And here it looks like we are going to get the first round underway. We are going to have Team Wolves on the attack, it looks like, for the first half of map number 1.
Yes, sir.
And the character choices look to be pretty split, actually, Upmind.
Yeah, this is, at least from the defender side, this seems pretty meta. You do have the Brimstone, you have the Sage, you have the Reyna at the moment, who is starting to become more of a mainstay for more solo players. Same thing with Jet, so Hornet's just going to be kind of the fragger, also supporting out some sites. Now Bad Rastus? Bad Rastus? I don't know. We've been calling him Bad Rastus all weekend. So he is laying around on the Phoenix character that we saw a little bit earlier. But now here we go. Actually, round in play, you do have Del, a.k.a. Benji, getting himself that first frag. Hornet Sensei, same thing. 4 kills for Hornet immediately off of short. That's what you like to see. Hornet, a multifaceted talent thus far this tournament. He ended up playing every main stage game thus far. He ended up playing MK11. If I'm not mistaken, he played FIFA, and today he played Smash. So he is one of the competitors that has played every esports provided here by Ultimate Gamer this weekend.
I just want you to know, Hornet, we saw that up here on the stream, bud.
Sure, yeah.
Used one of his own abilities, immediately bought it back, had one of his teammates cackling.
All good, all good. Yeah, it all depends if they need it or not, because look at this, it's already going to be, quite the lineup of guns, lots of SMGs laying around, and actually the attackers with a buy immediately. That's something that you like to see. Those guns are correct. It's mainly SMGs, but this is quite the force buy. And Hornet, he's literally just fragging out over to mid. No competition for him whatsoever. Barely any bullets left. Is able to get 3.
Goodness.
Great pivoting. And well, there you go. He just takes down 3 easy frags.
He obliterated that Omen in 1 bullet.
Yes, sir. And that last kill. Gonna go towards the side of the attack of the defenders once again, and yeah, this is kind of what we expected from the very beginning of this game, that it would be more or less a cakewalk for this ECG side. Again, I've been kind of touting that most players that have been really succeeding in Valorant for the past couple of weeks, winning some of the bigger prize pool tournaments, have been these CS semi-professionals and professionals, kind of migrating from the game and going over to yet another heavy aim-based, mechanical-based tactical FPS. So definitely living up to that kind of that stature in a sense. You frag over to mid for both Hornet and Dell.
Despite this being early game, only round 3, you can kind of already see the dominance just across the stat line. You have Hornet with now 8-1. You have Jethro 3-0, Dell 3-1, and not looking so good on the other team. 1-3, 1-3, 0-3, 0-3, and they look at the economy.
Literally 2 kills thus far for the Wolves side, but they literally haven't had any opportunities for frags. It's mainly just been these ECG players holding down W and booking it down mid. Where have we heard this before? Remember back in our Call of Duty tournament, ECG ended up going down to loser's bracket off of round number 1, and all they really need to do was hold down W and go down mid, depend on their aim, and it looks like they've been waiting for kind of that opportunity to warm up in game to get things started. Rastus does spot a couple of players over to mid, isn't able to get the first one, but still switches over to the other Phoenix, American Grime. The Marshall gonna miss out. Actually, great movement, great jiggle there from Bad Rastus, taking down Susio 305, and now it's just down to a singular attacking player, which is actually Shinsa. Shinsa, a player who ended up top fragging for his squad in winners, and if I'm not mistaken, almost got that 20 bomb, had 18 frags. Does have the spike in hand over to B, but he's just going to be taken down almost immediately by Bad Rastus, or Bad Rastus, aka Bino, actually, for the squad. So that's going to be a 4th round coming in for the ECG squad.
Yeah, very unlucky timing for Team Wolves. You finally think you're safe enough to put that bomb down, and the second you get in position, you got Phoenix coming at you, blasting you right in the face. So, yeah, looks like ECG is going to be up 4-0 in map number 1, or actually, sorry, the only map in Losers Finals. What does Team Wolves need to do to just put themselves on the board?
Well, patience. I mean, you're just kind of saying that these defenders are, again, booking it down mid, just trying to get these easy frags. You do have Dr. Oscope, however, who has been kind of a better player on this squad in terms of frags, both in Call of Duty SMD and now in Valorant. But again, it's gonna be a lot of discipline from this squad. We mentioned this before, and we joked about this earlier. It's just get kills for it. You have to be ready for some of these rushes, and simply they're getting caught off guard again and again, getting overwhelmed at some of these choke points. At this point, maybe not laying around mid early on is your best option. Executing over to a site earlier on is going to be your absolute best option at this point. And even then, you have Mac over to long, still holding things back. It is going to be a flank coming in. also from Bad Rastus. But his ability ends up going away. It's going to be a rush over to Long. Susio watching up from behind. Oh, the Reyna still rushing on in, but that's going to be Benji finally going down.
The Brimstone smoke coming in on the C flank to potentially let them know that it is clear, but it is not, because Hornet is going to push up C long and take out the Team Wolves. Absolutely dominant performance from Hornet today.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 frags in that round and 13 overall thus far. He's gonna be gunning to match up that 30 bomb that I forget who ended up hitting it, but someone from man, I'm really trying to remember. Someone from the Vikings team ended up hitting a 30 bomb, but we'll probably remember at some point. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a relatively clean opening, you know, from Hornet.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
13
Round 7, Mac is 0-0?
Sure.
I don't know. Whatever he's doing is keeping him alive.
If the rest of your team are just getting frags, if it works, it works. And now look at this. It's actually over towards that A side again. Actually, a flash from their teammate is going to help out Hornet from behind catch a frag. And Dr. Oscope, last person remaining, is actually over to C long, and the rest of the defenders just don't know it. Actually, not a bad idea by any means for Dr. Oscope to just flank around. And speaking of flanking, he's going to use up that Omen ult to actually make his way behind enemy lines. So he's running around with his knife, though. Running around with his knife, could have been caught off by a player rotating from either B or C, so that's a scary position to say the least. Spike is all down and short, and instead of going for a site, just try to, you know, actually take advantage of his positioning, he goes back over to mid.
Yeah, you know, ECG was able to spot that bomb down, and they camped the heck out of it. He really had nothing to do in that situation. But the stat lines up mine, just the top player for Team Wolves is 2 and 7.
Oh my god.
This is pure dominance if I've seen it.
Yeah.
Mac finally getting on the board with a 1-0 in round 8. Took you a while, bud, but I guess it's hard to find people when you have someone like Hornet going 15 and 1.
I mean, everyone else on his squad has at least 6 frags, so that's the problem. And Shinsa actually can't get a trade off of that either. It's going to be an easy 3K.
Oh, my goodness,
actually,
Benji.
From Benji. Okay, I see. He has 4 HP, actually. He's looking to tap some heads from behind. No way! Hornet's stealing the frag. Oh, you hate to see it. Still one more player back in their spawn. It's going to be Mac with the 2nd kill. And, yeah. Don't really know what to tell you here, Saber. It's just been round after round, just frag after frag. This is looking like a scrim. It's looking like these players are just going in training mode.
Hornet wants everything. He is not okay with his teammates getting kills. He wants everything. 16 and 1. Just take a look at the econ.
Yeah, econ is almost maxed out. They are reinvesting sometimes into some of these rounds, mainly for equipment, but honestly, it's been quite the mess for a couple of these players. And what a flash, but it's actually a flash back from the Reyna that ends up helping out Adrastus from you know, kind of trading out you know, blindness there. He's alone on A, however. Wide swing from Yamiasta. Okay, Yamiasta chiming in on the board. You still do have Benji over to mid, taking back a frag. Look at this Hornet with the classic. Okay, using up the classic after losing out on ammo on the Phantom. Actually, the 8 sites could be of the taking for these attackers, as it is Shinsa along with American Grime. American Grime holding down W. This ain't COD, my friend. You can't be moving on like that. And now it's Shinsa in a 1v3. Again, I've touted him as kind of the person that is more mechanically skilled in Valorant out of this team. Had a big opportunity, but Dell makes it look so easy. B-hopping into that B site, or at least attempting to B-hop, and he ends up getting that frag at the end. Big stuff from Benji, big stuff from the team. That's a 9-0 start, looking for that coveted 13-0.
Absolutely insane. I kind of thought Team Wolves would be coming out with more heart.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. I mean, you still do have a couple of players laying around, still trying their hardest to try to get some frags. But it's the opening interactions, it's the isolated 1v1s that are killing them. Now they did adjust a little bit over on A. That was rough.
the scoreboard 2-9, 2-9, 2-9, 0-9. Absolutely insane. And you have Hornet coming out with another two-piece to start round 10.
Oh my god, and that's gonna be a miss off the Marshall. Oh, no ace for Hornet for now, but it's literally just bullets flying all over the place. Oh,
He's chasing him down with a knife.
No,
Oh,
Mac!
Mac, you stole his kill. Oh.
You can see Hornet in the corner. He's just like, yo, what are you doing, bro?
To be fair, Hornet, that's what you get for trying to steal his kill earlier.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
You're 20-2. You've had enough, bud.
He's already eaten a 20 bomb in competitive Valorant is already rare enough. And he still has a solid at least 3 rounds to go. So who knows? Potentially we could see that huge performance off the opening for Hornet to at least stat pad for the rest of the tournament, establish him as sort of an MVP. But now look at this, Arena ult off mid, he immediately gets tapped.
Benji makes so easy to
So
just
easy.
one tap somebody in the head, but it is not that easy.
Susio.
But Susio is in the corner with a Bucky. All right.
Cool. Well, we've been saying this a lot today, but if it works, it works.
If it kills, it kills.
Yep. No, Yamiasta is collecting back a frag there. Does have the ult ready and raring to go, but still gets caught off guard from mid by Mac. And now, yeesh. It's still more stat padding from Hornet, currently at 22. This is quite the uneven scoreline, to say the least. Economy has never been that great for the attacking side, period. So they haven't been able to get, really the executes that they wanted. They don't have the extra equipment that they could use for post plans. It's really just the essentials at this point as they try to scrap it around with Vandals and Spectres. Man,
It is very clear how dominant this game is when the bottom fragger for ECG is 5-0, and then the bottom frag for Team Wolves is 0-11.
Oh wait.
All right, maybe
Some
they heard us.
Okay, yes sir. Okay, Hornet.
And then-
Hornet.
Nope,
No,
okay.
wait. Does get 2 taps. Looking for another one. Nice. Looking all over.
Flicks.
So even with only a sheriff, like he came into this round with only the D.
And there
he
it
gets
goes.
the other one. Man's in training mode and he's popping off with it. Oh man. One more round, ladies and gentlemen, for the 13-0, but it is a total reset. It is the pistol round coming up next, and this will ultimately be, if we don't see, some swagger out from the Wolves, this will be the elimination of the Wolves for this entire Ultimate Gamer tournament.
Looks like, and just like match number 1 of the day, ECG, all shorties.
All shorties, that's what you like to see. It's going to be an execute over to mid. Yamiasta is going to be the player on the front lines for it. No, wait, where are you going?
What you doing, bud?
You good? Shorter. Okay. And the brimstone smoke already set up on B. 3 smokes already set up on B. That's already going to be the spike pretty much making their way on. Okay, Yamiasta is able to get one. Frags going back and forth. These upgraded pistols are combining, but Susio actually collects one back. It was a 2-on-2, but now a 2-on-1 with Susio being the last player remaining. It's going to be Bino and Mac holding it down for the squad as the spike does go down. Oh boy, Susio. No, other way. Yeah, you got it, yeah. Yeah.
The spike is going to be going down on C, but he is on the other side of the map.
Yeah, he still does have time for it. I like the fact that the attackers actually ended up switching up the position from the B to C, but what was that from Bino? A quick headshot with the shorty. He picks up another shorty to try to see if the other one has ammo. Oh no, Mac, don't do it. To finish the game, he's looking for it. No way, no. What's going on?
Mac takes him out with the knife. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a dominant 13-0 for ECG. I am sorry to say, Team Wolves, but you have been eliminated.
Yes, sir. Eliminated from the Valorant tournament, done for the weekend, and yeah, ECG with a coveted 13-0 and an MR13 format. So a very quick game to say the very least. I think since the beginning of the game to now, it has been like 15 minutes. Never thought that we would be going through a full tactical FPS game and say that it's done in like 15 minutes. So that is quite the feat coming in from ECG. Easy dubs. But now, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be moving on into winners finals, which is going to be an absolutely huge venture. What are the stakes going into that game?
Whoever wins winners finals will obviously move on to grand finals and face up against whichever team makes that out of losers. And you know, ultimately, what we're all here for this weekend, to see who will be crowned the ultimate gamer.
Yes, sir. And most importantly, for that winners finals game, yes, a position in grand finals is on the line, but really, the biggest storyline is going to be Vikings. Vikings, they are at the top of the leaderboard in such a fashion after taking second place yesterday in League of Legends, first place in Search and Destroy. They're in such a perfect position to take this entire tournament by not even even if they don't play grand finals, if they make it into grand finals, they are the champions for Ultimate Gamer. So the stakes are incredibly high. The pressure is kind of booting on for some of these players. And of course, Rock, they have a chance to act as spoilers coming up next. Jacob, no, I'm gonna ask you, my friend, how has been your experience this weekend thus far?
This has been one of the greatest weekends of my life. You know, this is an amazing opportunity. This is an amazing event. Everybody here...
It's got the merch and everything.
yeah, it's fire merch, you know, very limited. Everybody here has been so awesome. I've loved everything, and I really hope to be back in the future. But with that being said, I'm Saber. This is Upmind. And yeah, this has been my time for the weekend. Just want to say happy Father's Day. Thank you to everybody tuning in on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you name it. Keep supporting events like this and stick around for future Valorant. See you guys.
Nailed it.
And there we have it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to The Ultimate Gamer. My name is Upmind, joined here by Chad Lantis. Chad, this is your first time on the broadcast today. How has been your day?
Yeah, day's been great doing interviews with players. Actually interviewed Ro and Jovi on the side of Vikings earlier today. I got a nice discussion with them, which was a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing them play against the Rock Esports side of the tournament here.
Yes, sir. And give me some insight then. Any news, at least, that we wouldn't know beforehand?
Really, a big part of it was they were just talking about how they have a lot of positivity and good communication. A lot of these players haven't played together before this tournament, actually, which is really surprisingly because they're looking really good to actually win the whole thing.
Really good synergy, too.
Yeah, so out of nowhere, coming together and having great synergy, great communication, and it's really like that power of positivity thing that was like their mantra.
Cool. All right, that's what you'd like to see, and of course, it's the culture of fist bumps going. That.
It's a lot of excitement, a lot of energy between these two teams.
So let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be Bind as our map to decide the ticket to Grand Finals. And not only a ticket to Grand Finals, but this could be the stamp on the event as Vikings, due to the leaderboards, if they make it into Grand Finals, they are the champions for this weekend's Ultimate Gamer tournament. So yeah, the stakes are incredibly high for this Vikings team.
Yeah, it's a 3-day-long tournament, so these players and these teams have been playing a bunch of different games. This is the sixth game that we've played this weekend. So based on their standings on all these other performances in the days, points have been accumulating, and Vikings are certainly in the lead. So if they can secure at least a top 2 finish on Valorant, which they're in winners finals right now, so if they win this, they're good.
Yep.
Then they would have enough points to take the whole thing home.
Yep. First place finish on Friday in Call of Duty SND. Second place finish yesterday in League of Legends, which was, it kind of ran me through that because I didn't actually spectate too much of that League of Legends tournament, and you're the League of Legends expert in my book.
Thanks. It was actually really wild. A lot of the players were figuring out the game more and more as the games were going on. Some players were on the weak side, they're just saying we're going to play the safe play, and do whatever we can to just not feed, and the other players just let go aside and be the carries, follow their lead, listen to what they tell them to buy, things like that. But that was a big thing on the communication, stuff like that, which we'll see as we're going into the end of this first buy phase of the map. Map of Bind has those teleporters in the map, so maybe we'll see some crafty rotations around the map here.
I'm down with it, absolutely. And finally, we have another map out of the map pool this tournament. Before we were only seeing Haven, but finally we have the more competitively viable map in Bind, but Horror. Oh, he's always been a very sneaky boy, but he ends up getting found out. Still able to get a headshot, of course, trained out by Ro, but that's already the one-to-one that you like to see. I have Ensalada in the back. Don't know if that's its actual tag, but it's going to be the All-Star Jovi to open things up here on site, and that is going to be a 3v4 retake with Jovi actually getting a little bit saucy in this smoke. Smokes our walls, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to have a field day with it. 2 straight taps, restricting it down to 1 more player. Ro gets the last kill, and easy frags here for the Viking side.
Yeah, Jovi is like the all-star of this team. He has Rainbow Six professional experience, played a lot of CSGO as well, and is looking to go pro in Valorant, and you can see it in his performance in the first game, top frag on the game, and already with the 3K, starting off this next round, leading the team, and he's one of those players a lot of the players look towards for leading the charge. What can we do? Follow your lead, things like that.
Yeah, no, overall being that leader role, being the in-game leader, telling your team where to go, what strategies you actually want to pull off. If your team is actually accustomed to, organized takes, that's going to be incredibly important on a map like Bind, which there is an easy A-site take used up with the Brimstone and the Sage, putting up a wall on the corner of the site. So that's going to be pretty easy in their book. Jovi, however, going to open up with a frag. Still a player in the back lines, also going to be taken down by Jovi. Asian Braum with the assist. Spike is going to go down pretty easily there. If I'm not mistaken, Bad Rastus, he is stuck in middle. And there you go. Yeah, Ro from behind. He was just waiting there the entire time off the lurk, and not exactly a very common lurk, to say the very least, in Jovi. Yet another kill off the Bulldog. He's going to be able to not only hold on to that gun, but every other player on this team doing the exact same thing. No upgrades needed whatsoever. They want to maintain this economy more or less the same And the defenders, however, they're in a pretty tricky situation as of round 3. They weren't able to get too many frags. And when I mean not too many, I mean literally only one.
Yeah, they lost the first round, and typically if you lose the first round of a half, you go into complete save round. A lot of just pistols, so basically all you have, classics. So typically the team that won the first round will go win the second. Jovi really using that Bulldog in full effect against people who have weaker weapons, and he just plowed through them. Very clean shot to the head at the end there as well, taking out that owl drone away from that Sova. But still they were able to get some information, but nice shot to the headshot. Bad Rasa is trying to hold on to heaven over A site. So looking at Flashfire's perspective here, seeing what they can do. Spike planted on A site already as Rogue gets a kill. Lee's falling up. Hail Horror finally answering back, but so late in the round. But perhaps this is the comeback. Unsalata finding some nice shots over onto the A site. Now a 2 versus 2. Can they get a retake? Jovi holding it down, getting the 3K on the round. I think he's got a 3K every single round thus far. This guy is popping off 9-0 already.
With a Bulldog, no less.
Bulldog.
Long range bursting with a Bulldog, not exactly going to be your best friend, but he makes it look pretty, man. He makes it look easy. And I mean, just like that too, not only is he able to stack together a couple of rounds, but he also has that ult ready and raring to go. One of the best ults in this game, as Reyna essentially becomes invincible, running all over the server, trying to get frags. But of course, I would like to think that Jovi would like to wait until he ends up getting a better gun for that to actually come into play. So of course, he's still holding on from that Bulldog, or holding on onto that Bulldog that he bought up like round number 2. High efficiency, to say the least, ladies and gentlemen, as they do end up making their take to B. It's going to be a split.
Yeah, rocking that 6-point ultimate, so it's a pretty fast charge. It's going to be a rough round for Rock to win. They have very poor economy as Leaves just plowing through, getting 2-piece already. Spike planted. This is just a dominant showing thus far from the side of Vikings. Jovi with that Bulldog just holding up to a couple members of the side of Rock, taking down Mr. Fister. He tried to challenge, swing wide, but Jovi just holding angle 2 perfectly. Finding the other members there, finds Flashfire. And this is a 1 versus 5, a tough order for Bad Rastas, and it's not going to go long.
High efficiency. Not a singular player going down in that round, so they're going to be able to keep all of their guns. That's some easy work, if I'm being completely honest. And Jovi, he didn't even pick up that Vandal. He said, you know what, I'm done using up that Bulldog. I'm done restricting myself. He's like Rock Lee. He's taken off the weights. Now he's ready and raring to go. Oh man! But if I'm not mistaken, we do have a little bit of a server issue. Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
It happened.
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a game pause, but it's actually a server bug on the Spectator side. We'll see if we can get back into the game in just a moment.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. What's up, everyone? We're working diligently to actually fix up this problem, and it looks like we did end up fixing it. So let's get back into the game. Yes, the scoreboards are a little bit scuffed. It's a little bit broke at the moment, but we can still get back into the game. No problemos here, ladies and gentlemen. As frags are going back and forth. Actually, yet another dominant round. It's going to be actually in the side of the defenders, however, pulling all the frags. Asian Braum collects one back, and that's going to be a 5-0 start for the team. And if I'm not mistaken, we are still on camera, so let's get back into the server whenever we can.
Yeah, up 5-0 now, so the scoreboard is also fixed. So as soon as we get back to the game, everything's going to be completely as accurate as we can get. And it's still just a dominant showing from the Vikings is the story here. I mean, every member on the side of the Vikings is performing very well. Nobody's on the negative even, but the story really is Rowe doing great at a 7-1 scoreline, but Jovi GG 13-0 on 5 rounds in. It's remarkable.
Yes, sir. And I mean, I think at this point it's pretty clear cut what we actually have going on here. It's just big frags going back and forth, hold down W, take down some heads, and look at this. Oh my God, exactly. No one's watching Bathroom. Jovi takes that one, and he was waiting for it. That's a classic move right there, waiting for other opponents to actually appear on his screen for him to end up collecting up the frags. And okay, he still ends up getting the frag onto Flashfire, leaves at that last one, and there you go. That's yet another round, a 6-0 start.
That's a flawless as well on that round. Jovi, you can tell he's really trying to be a gamer, just really trying to get that victory, because he definitely could have gone for that knife play there and just dial on you. They had no idea he was even existing there, but chose to go for that clean headshot, still stay as combat ready as possible. You can tell he really wants to get that victory here.
Yes, sir. Yet another round on the board. Ready and raring to go, if I'm not mistaken. Economy shouldn't be all too great for the attackers. I mean, they are on full loss bonus, so it's not going to be all too bad. You have a smattering of Guardians, barely upgraded rifles. You still do have a Bulldog, and it's just frags going back and forth. You still have Horror, however, getting himself a frag over to mid with that Guardian. Again, a very unorthodox gun, but in the right hands, which we've actually seen be very efficient in Horror's hands, it could work. You could tap some heads. It's also the more economic option in a sense. But Solana actually using up that ult in a 2-on-3 does have his teammate Horror a little bit on the flank, and Solana waiting up. Great cage position, but he's not going to be able to take full advantage of it. Great wall from the Sage 2, playing around with it. Great trade from AJ2K. 7-0 start, and we could be seeing, I mean, we saw ECG do this the game before, but this team is halfway there to the coveted 13-0.
Yeah, the Tyrant has fallen indeed. He finally got a kill onto Jovi. Finally a death on the board. Something I want to see out of Rock Esports. They have 4 ultimates available and haven't used any of them yet. Cypher is going to be close to it as well. I don't believe he had an opportunity to use one. But yeah, that's definitely a situation where if you have a lot of ultimates on the ready, you're down 07, they should not be readied in within the next 1 to 2 rounds. You need to be using them as soon as possible. There's a chance to get them back in this half. There's only 5 more rounds to go on the half, and as we're looking to see these players setting up on the board, a kill already from Row. It's like they see the enemy and just watch them kill them. It's almost as if the members of Rocker are moving in slow motion. Leaves finding a headshot as well. It is just systematic at this point. Nothing Vadrastis could do there, completely blind, but Onslaught finally answering back for the round, getting another one on the side of Hail Horror. 1 versus 3 though. This is a tough task, but winnable. Hashtag winnable. That's gonna be 1. We're on our way to this clutch from Hail Horror. Only 2 to go. Oh, a headshot.
Wait a minute.
Can he do it? That's a 3K on the round. This is down to 1 versus 1 so suddenly.
Oh, the ult. Okay,
Viper's
he's gonna be able to cover up the site.
Viper's Pit activated on site. Spike was planted, but it doesn't quite cover the charge. Hail Horror trying to figure out what to do in this situation. Goes for the defuse.
Oh, the fake. He can shoot through that wall.
The flashbang curveball coming out of Row and finishes the fight. Hail Horror was so close to clutching that match, the round there. That was going to be huge. Still a valiant effort there on the side of Hail Horror. Almost on a positive score line, but we're looking at that board. 3 members with goose eggs. Oh my word, it's a slaughter.
It absolutely is, but great effort from Horror, who has actually, kind of emerged as a great FPS player throughout the weekend, performing in SND, and today performing as very much a strong lurker for this team, being a very sneaky player to look out for on this map. And I mean, his playstyle was almost literally the same in S&D. Whatever low-key spots he could end up slithering his way through enemy lines, he would take advantage of that every single time. So I mean, I'm very impressed with Horror this far. But of course, it's going to be the story here of the Vikings, as now they're only 5 rounds away from winning this entire tournament.
Yeah, Hail Horror also performed very well in League of Legends as well on the marksman role, just dominant showing. Vadrastis finding a nice kill onto Jovi. That's actually a huge opportunity for the Vikings this round, taking out their star player. There's a lot of other good players on the team though. Suiyu finding Mr. Fister, getting into a 4 versus 4 on the round. Onslaught bringing it back and trying to just figure out what they can do, positioning perfectly. There is a revive available on the side of the Vikings.
Flank. Look at these
on the side of the Rock Esports, I should say.
The attackers, they've wrapped all the way from B. They cleared the B site, so that's going to allow their teammate to kind of take that call out and, boot it over to that B site. But also, look at this. Leaves. Oh, no, don't do it to him. Oh no. He's still waiting. He's waiting for some sort of rotation, but oh, it's gonna be the revive, and he immediately takes down 2. Oh, that's so sneaky. Never expecting it. Leaves, absolutely destroys whatever chance this team had of actually making this full rotation. I mean, it was gonna be a 3-on-3 retake, but Leaves, because of that tricky position, has pulled it down to a 1-on-2, and now Ensalada, he gets hit through the wall by an operator, and look at this position, oh my! We were about to see a quick trick shot there from Rowe. Wall's opened up too, so he's able to throw in a curveball, and Ensalada has to reload, and that's gonna be the kill from Rowe. Great timing from Rowe too, great discipline, and you're kind of seeing that tactical FPS knowledge in almost every single player on this team, and it's really all matching together perfectly. Whoever's calling the shots for the team, they're certainly utilizing all of their, I guess you could say, skill sets perfectly. Everyone's just fragging out, but also when it comes time to actually approaching a site, they're well coordinated.
Definitely came prepared for this tournament, performing so well over the whole weekend. And again, this is the team, Vikings. If they win this game, they win the tournament based on points so early on. Rowe there, taking advantage of the sound cue. Sound is such a huge deal in this game. So heard that reload, and the moment that happened, he just instantly challenged, didn't need to use any other abilities, and just knew full confidence this is going to be the kill. There's no way this person could possibly kill me back. Hail Horror getting a trade right before falling to Agent Braun with a nice wallbang shot out of that op. With the side of Agent Braun with that operator in hand, walking over a stim beacon, which is interesting with that gun. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot. As Rowe and Suiyu are cleaning up the field all down to Bad Rasta's 1v4 spike planted on a stage, no revive available, trying to find the enemies on the other side of the Vikings. Find Suiyu, now having to rotate, try and clear out the rest of the field, try to get that spike defused. They're down 9-0 on rounds, only a couple more rounds to go on the half. They have to try to get at least something on the side, get some momentum, finds the leaves. That's the momentum that Bad Rasta's behind. Needed an Agent Braum holding the angle with an op, shutting him down, 10-0 on the score.
10-0 is the score line, and oof. Some of these rounds, I mean, they're starting to get closer and closer and closer, and not only that, but we're seeing new, fresher faces step up to actually make some frags for the squad, especially coming out from, I like that round from Bad Rastas. He portaled his way all the way from B over to A, and honestly still able to make some sort of ninja play, because that portal makes a lot of noise when you end up jumping on through, and he was still able to take full advantage of that flank, catching himself 2 kills there. But yeah, this attacking team is starting to become more and more antsy for frags as they just hold down W, and they're starting to collect some easy frags. Here we go again. It's going to be a hold down from the one and only Mr. Fister and Ensalada. Make that only Ensalada now, as he actually catches a pretty good headshot off the operator. Oh, and leaves. Okay, I see you. Super far away, still able to get that tap on. And flash fire.
I don't think that was a good recon ball. It doesn't do any damage to the structures.
He jumped in the portal.
He takes the portal, seems a little lost. This is a player who is like a Smash-focused player, trying to figure out how to play Valorant. Doesn't have a whole lot of time under his belt for this game. And you can see a lot of those like big tells of a new player, like looking at the floor a lot, not sure what his abilities actually do, taking the portal when the team should have called out that the enemy was at hookah.
Oh my
they
god,
definitely
oh my
would know
god.
he's there.
I know who Flashfire is. It's young Simba.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh
is
my
Simba.
god. Love it. Love it. Oh. I mean, he was certainly the great specialist for their squad coming into the Super Smash Brothers competition. Ended up taking it pretty easy with his teammates. So I mean, it's gonna be kind of that, you know, it's the ultimate gamer, right? You create the dream team, and it just so happens to be that, you know, 1, 2, 3 players are gonna be, you know, specialists, pure specialists. So they have to be multifaceted. This entire team needs to be on board, and it seems like you know, this Vikings team, they got everything on lock. Look at this, Rowe in a good spot, up in hookah, still making his way around, and instead it's gonna be his teammates clearing out everything. 3 defenders rotating their way back. Bad Rastas opens things up, however, over to mid, yet another frag, but it's gonna be Jovi. Of course it's Jovi. He comes around, easy frags for him. He's looking for another one, and he does. Now it's only down to 1. It's Horror. Who else but Horror? He does find 1, but Jovi with the 4th. Oh boy.
And that's going to take us into the half. Joey with a 4K. His score line, 23-4. The team is going to have to start throwing rounds for him to get a 30 bomb this game.
Yep.
It's a tough setting where, we saw the side of Simba, which is Flashfire. It's kind of rough to see that. You're thinking, oh, why is he in the tournament? He did his part. He won the game that he was here for, which is Smash, to help his team out get into the winner's final today. So now it's on his teammates to start carrying in Valorant to get themselves into the grand finals.
Right, and it was because of that effort where they actually confirmed their spot in winners finals and the top 3 finish, which is way more important. That top 3 finish going to give you more points, of course, than the 0 points that you end up getting for getting last place. So I mean, it's going to be small situational things like that on the leaderboard that's seriously going to help out your squad. And I mean, when you talk about multifaceted talents, you talk about, Jovi even, who ended up winning Super Smash Brothers for his team, and Hornet, who actually, for ECG, he played in every single esport offered this weekend. So
that's a gamer.
Yeah, that's a true gamer right there. The ultimate gamer in the sense of
Perhaps.
Perhaps. But it's Jovi who has been absolutely fragging out in both Valorant and SND, proving himself to be the FPS specialist. But, I don't even think he needs to prove himself further. His team is now only 1 round away, make that 1 kill away, and ladies and gentlemen, it's over. Although it is winners finals, and although this game leads directly into a spot into grand finals, Vikings, they are your ultimate gamer champions for the weekend. The rest of the leaderboard still needs to be decided, but what a showing.
That was incredibly dominant. A 13-0 winners finals, that's unheard of. That's insane.
In any game, really. Just a direct
a complete
sweep.
sweep grand finals.
We saw that in losers semis. We saw the 13-0 there, but we wouldn't expect it in winners finals.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Yeah, on the losing side maybe, but winner side, they've been winning, and that happens. Rock earlier today won a match of their own. Jovi giving a salute up to the caster desk, performed so well, a 27-4-3, 126 econ rating, over 500 combat score. He's not just kill stealing, that combat score means he is doing the work himself as well, getting all that damage in, earning his own kills, and that is incredibly impressive. Also, Ro with a 220, it's very rare you see a 200 plus econ rating, that's insane. Like 100 plus, you're like, wow, that's a great game for me. 200 plus?
Yeah, the guy was fragging out with really whatever he had in his hand.
He's running another classic?
Yeah. We saw a couple classic kills for sure, and that's kind of going to be what makes up a couple of these players, especially later on in the game. They get confident. They just want to use whatever they have in their hands. You kind of saw that at the very beginning. Usually at around round 3, round 4, off of a streak, you're going to upgrade your gun. We didn't see that. They were just surviving every single time, just like, all right, I got to have a Marshall.
Yeah, Jovi just walking a bulldog.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was winners finals, and Vikings confirmed to be winning out this entire tournament. But of course, there's still other positions to be decided, and losers finals is coming up next, as East Coast Gaming is going to face off against the same team of Rock in losers finals. So please stay tuned for the continuation of this bracket. My name is Upmind, joined here by Chad Lantis, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to The Ultimate Gamer. My name is Up. I'm joined here by Chad Lantis once again. And congratulations to Viking, who is already in grand finals and confirmed out for the W for the weekend. But now, of course, we have to decide the rest of the placements, and we are in losers finals now. Who's facing off here, Chad?
We got Rocky Sports, which just saw lose, but they are coming back with a vengeance up against ECG. They're coming back storming through the loser semis, taking that victory, now in the losers finals, and they want to try and get their rematch against the Vikings, which we saw them face off earlier in the day.
Right, absolutely, and that game was incredibly contested. I mean, talk about two teams, pretty much filled with all-stars. You know what I mean? You have that tactical FPS, full tactical FPS experience coming in from that ECG squad, and then you have the Vikings, who ended up being, more or less a mixture of, different games, being kind of that mismatch of experience, which ended up super working out in their favor. And I mean, honestly, I'm extremely excited to see really how ECG treats out this game, because I mean, the game before this, they ended up facing off against the Wolves, and the Wolves got 13-0'd. ECG is on a roll.
Yep.
This team just got 13-0'd.
Yep.
What's going to be the benchmark now? What's going to be kind of the way
might be a 13-0. If the match was really close between these two, ECG and the Vikings earlier in the day, and these ECG got 13-0, Vikings got 13-0, it's going to be a tough match this time around for Rocky Sports. They're actually going to be starting on the defensive side, getting flashed already. The first round is underway as a full storm is happening over on the A site. Macaroni, Bino already getting a couple kills. Bino getting his second one, and this round is looking rough so quickly for Rocky Sports. Hornet Sensei, which is one of the star players of the team, hasn't even shown up for the fights yet, and this is a dominant showing. And another kill, a 3K already towards Ensalada falling. And now Hail Horror, the final member alive with that classic with the dash in, distraction. Dell holding it down with the Reina, and that's going to be a flawless round one. So dominant, so early on.
Super important just to try to, get that momentum set for the team, get that confidence in. I mean, you did have a good take period. You had the Brimstone smoking off all the choke points on sites, covering up the site, and then covering up Heaven. So the guy in Heaven couldn't look over to long, couldn't look over to short. And overall, good take. Everyone fragged out, played around with the smokes, especially Bino, that literally just held down W, took down two players. Great movement by him, too. That last kill, he ended up getting a headshot through the wall, which would have killed otherwise. But yeah, big moves for the team as they're all fragging out. Pretty well, and we have yet another round coming up next. Big Brimstone smoke there is going to allow that spike to go down. Same thing with the next one, and a slow orb right in the middle. That's actually going to make their lives even easier. Ooh, okay, Ensalada was playing Ring Around the Rosie there. Hornet Sensei ends up taking him down in the end. Mac going big, and now it's just down to Flashfire CFG, aka Young Simba, who didn't exactly have the best of games. A couple of a couple of unfortunate rounds for him.
Yeah, he definitely needs to look up right here. I mean, this is a player who won the Smash side with his team to get them into the winners finals. But you can definitely see that inexperience as a Valorant player. The first thing you want to say to somebody on your team who doesn't really know what to do on Valorant is don't look at the ground, look head level. And it looks like his team hasn't quite told him that, or maybe he just didn't get the message. It could be the case.
Right, absolutely. And now, my friend, we have yet another round of the board. If I'm not mistaken, economy should be still pretty meh coming in from the defenders. Gonna have to stick around with the half buy. Again, they have to wait for that full investment. They keep they keep semi-buying. When really a singular round save where they could just get some upgraded pistols, that would lead up to an actually important round going on the bench where they could buy the Vandals, they could buy whatever rifle they want. Hail Horror, a person who has actually been extremely good for this team, gonna be buying out a Bulldog, still making use of it, gets that one frag, but that is essentially going to be the extent of the damage. As 3 players survive off of this post plant. Okay, this is actually very possible for Rock Esports. It's a 4-on-2.
yeah, this is the best looking round they've had so far. Only 3 rounds in, but Macaroni answering back saying, no, this is not a good looking round for you. 2 versus 2 suddenly. The spike has already been planted, and Orbital Strike is available for Macaroni, which can be used to stall out if he wants to. That timer is ticking away on the spike. It's a 45-second timer, and that is already been planted, what I believe is about 30, so time is running out. Macaroni getting a 4! Just plowing through them, bullets into the garage through that little tunnel, and man, it really was like shooting fish in the barrel right there.
Yep, easy headshot angle there from Mac, taking down 2 players who literally just walked right into his crosshair.
Yep.
No problems whatsoever, and that's going to be an easy 3rd round for the team off of that take. And again, these defenders should be looking out for a little bit more of an eco round. But instead, I mean, some of them, they do have the cash to work with, and some of them were a little bit lackluster in terms of actual utility usage. But look how bipolar this buy is. You have a person on an operator, you have the Vandal, and then you start going down the food chain with the Bulldog, with the SMG, and even a shotgun laying around. And the attackers are taking full advantage right now, Chad.
Jethro doing a little bit of a bait for his teammate on that slow orb miss off the wall. Don't follow me in, boys. This is going to be my round to get the kills here, but Dell was able to make it through, and now they're trying to figure out what they can do to find more kills. And then with a flawless round like that, it's starting to look like such a slaughter that the players are going to try to look to see who can top the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty much an arms race like that, right? kind of that little leverage, being like, yeah, you know what? You know, we might have lost, and you know, you may have this one up on me, but remember that one game that we played on Land of Valorant and I top fragged? Yeah, quiet down.
Scoreboard. One word.
Scoreboard. Scoreboard.
I'm rooting for Flashfire. I want to see this player get a kill this game.
Oh my God. I mean, more impressive. Like he impressed me a little bit the other day, because he actually pulled off like a very similar play to like play that I pulled a long time ago on Land. Okay, going back. Let's rewind. Benji, what was that? What one sap coming out from Benji over to mid to open things up. And I mean, again, shout outs to young Simba, who had an extremely similar finish to the game the other day, catching down 2 frags to finish off their game in SMD, clutching it out for the team. But at this point, it's going to be yet another slaughter over to mid. The retakes coming in a little bit too quick, and they're all based on 1v1, so that's certainly not going to help out your squad. And a Horror at the moment, currently on 10 HP, going to be the last one surviving. A singular bullet to the body will finish him off, and it does. 3 kills for Benji on the round, and a 5th coming in for that ECG side.
Hail Horror doing everything he can in this game. Same as the last one. It just was top of the scoreboard. It only has 2 kills, but it's tough whenever the other team has so much dominant control over the map. They can get any angle they want. So you suddenly have to look at all these angles as your teammates are falling. You don't really have much of a bearing for where the enemy can be, and it's tough to pull off some clutch plays when that happens. Now going to round number 6, that Viper's Pit is available for Hail Horror, as well as the Neural Theft on their Cypher. But on the other side, they're 5 rounds ahead and 4 ults available, as Badarasses already falls. That Blade Storm activated from Hornet Sensei, just dashing through with that Tailwind, trying to find the enemies. Hail Horror had no idea that he was on the flank that quickly, thanks to that mobility on the Jet, a character that recently was buffed, but that buff was mostly to the Cloudburst, which Hornet Sensei is not caring to use right now. He can just run straight in, find those kills. Mr. Fister trying to make something happen from A lobby, and just wasn't enough. Dell finishing up the round on Enchiladas. Flawless again. 6-0 now, going into the second half of the first half.
Yep. First 6 rounds going on by. Half of the half has already gone by, and quite the start.
What was that, 25%?
Yeah, 25%. You start going into like Steiner math.
Quick
like,
maths.
My 35% against your 22%.
Oh, we are a good 9/18ths the way through this first half. But mine?
Yes, you're absolutely right. You are right.
Yeah, I went to college.
Joke's over. You're dead.
It's been a long weekend. I couldn't even recite the alphabet before this stream. So I mean, I'm gonna hold off on even counting. Ladies and gentlemen, we do have yet another round into 7th, and you have Bino actually pulling out the Phoenix Ult, literally booking it down into Garage. He actually does get a little bit of info for himself, revealing that one person is solo watching over to Garage. Hornet solo taking over that C side too, taking down 2 players. Yeah, this one is yet another stomp, as you have Lift taking down 1.
Flashfire.
Uh-oh, flash fire.
Flash
Oh,
fire.
yes, please.
Can he
No,
do
he's
it?
about to get flanked. Oh, no.
You ran
Oh, no.
into-
Oh, the girl.
Reload!
No, you gotta commit. You have to commit there.
No.
Oh, no.
What was he doing to have to reload at that point?
It be what it be. It be what it be. Yeah,
That was his opportunity.
you
Just
get
ran
in.
at him with a knife out.
You get into a panic, man. You're just like, oh my God, I have like 3 people on me. Let me, just press a couple of buttons, see what happens. And it just so happened that the first button he pressed was like the worst button in planet Earth.
I saw the red down there. I think he actually was using bullets in that round, but of course
No,
you can't.
he shot like a singular bullet. I think he actually, I think he might have ran out too, other than, just manually pressing down R. So, yeah,
Hate to
ouch.
see it.
Hate to see it.
Way of the road.
Happens.
Going to round number 8. All ultimates available on the side of the Viking or of Rocky Sports.
That looks so sick.
2 of them or 3 of them now can't even use their ults because they are dead. It's now down to Hail Horror and Enchiladas trying to do a 2 versus 5. If he can at least get 1 round, nice shot from Enchilada, taking down Hornet Sensei's Jet. And now with that neural theft, knows exactly where the other members are, finds that kill on Dabino. Now 2 versus 3 suddenly. The Viper's Pit is also available. The spike has been planted. The timer has been started. So the urgency is there. Hail Horror getting caught, trying to rotate, but that fast speed, you can feel the way sound cues. Lancelots with a 3K. This is hashtag winnable. Finding another kill onto Dell. Now a 1 versus 1. 4K on the round. Knows where they are. Lancelots finding their shots. Doesn't do so though. Macaroni shutting down his hopes and dreams as quickly as they are found. And as an 8-0 so quickly. This team, ECG, Samurai, dominant in the losers finals.
Finally, a huge opportunity for the round, literally just based off of Ensalada's heroics, showing up. He got himself, like 4 frags there at the very end?
4K.
Almost made that a 1v5 for himself, but simply couldn't get it done. But man, oh man, we see some fire finally for that squad. Although they didn't win that round, they're looking for confidence. I mean, when you're getting, slapped up like this, Valorant is, the type of game where your economy, it's not gonna matter all too much. So, I mean, honestly, if you just want to keep buying round after round after round, you're gonna be able to come back if you just string together like, what, 1 or 2 rounds? It's all good in their world, maybe. As Mr. Fister and Bad Rastus actually do collect back some frags. It's all even at a 3v3, and nice wall too, a small gap just to try to clear it out. And even if there wasn't that gap, there was that box in the middle where he would try to get a headshot area in. So, I mean, a good intuition from some of these players too. You can tell that, time has been put into this game, but it just so happens to be that one team is just mechanically out-fragging. What an angle.
That's a beautiful angle.
kidding
Another
me?
thing about this wall as well is another minute left in the round. The spike's down, but that wall's gonna go away before the timer is done. And they still have time to rotate to plant the spike. So
50 seconds.
I love that idea, but the gap was there on 2 sides of the wall. And also, it was so early in the round that it would amount to nothing eventually anyway. But man, I gotta give him credit for the creativity in that situation.
Uh-oh, Ensalada 1v3. He's
Winnable.
Still, winnable. But Macaroni shuts him down immediately off that first interaction.
Caster's curse.
And yeah, Caster's curse. It happens. It happens. Lots of ults going throughout that defender side, so it's not exactly going to be the worst time of the world, but their economy is absolutely in shambles. Everyone else at different points. You have a Stinger getting pulled out. You have an you have 2 SMGs. One just so happens to be upgraded. 2 rifles, an operator on Ensalada. This is looking a little bit rough here, Chad.
On the side of ECG, they're looking at frag. I mean, they just have rifles in hand.
easy.
They're going to be rotating, wide swinging, and just going for the kills. They are 100% dead set on who can get the most kills. As we called out earlier on, and the game plan has not changed whatsoever. Hornet Sensei just driving forward while Bad Rastas actually got an opening kill onto the enemy Sage. Right after that, gets fallen by Dell, taking him down with that Vandal in hand. Hail Horror looking at this destruction from the heavens. What do I do? Flashfire is like, what is this game? What is happening? This isn't Smash. Why is there a laser beam from space? Now trying to just rotate around the mid box of B, trying to follow his teammates. So that's a good thing to do, is follow the leader. Maybe even leave yourself out as bait. That's something I do in games I'm not very skilled at. It's like, all right, I'll throw throw myself in there, and when they waste their bullets and go into full recoil looking at me, then you can go ahead and swing in and follow up. But Dell finding a nice angle on Hail Horror. Really tough for Flashfire to follow that up if he's on the other side of the map from Hail Horror. I don't even know how they got that separated so quickly. Now, a 2 versus 4. Spike was planted. 1 versus 4. Flashfire, this is your time.
Uh-oh.
This is your time. Flashfire, get the first kill. Let's go! Flashfire! CFG getting a kill. That is Young Simba on the board. Now down 0-10.
Attaboy. Gets himself on the board and, okay. Young Simba coming in, replacing the sticks for a mouse and keyboard, and he actually shows up. Yo, let's go. Let's go. That's the hype that we need. But the score is 10-0.
Yeah.
So not much you can do there. Ladies and gentlemen, this
Gotta
is
find something.
losers finals here at the Ultimate Gamer Valorant tournament. This is a marathon going throughout this entire weekend, multiple esports being played, and it just so happens to be that this Valorant tournament is one of the first NA lands to actually go down for the game. So it's history being made here, ladies and gentlemen, in Miami, Florida. And I'm very glad that we can be here to see, you know, whatever it may be. Mr. Fister going big, trying to go for more, but literally, he was scoped in that entire time. He just let the gun do its thing, not even controlling the crosshair. Oh, he's nuts.
I love the opening 2 kills, but then when he got the follow-up, they got the res, and he had to get another kill on the Sage suddenly, but the hype was too real, and he was strafing while moving, so it threw off his aim, and wasn't able to finish off. The crosshair was on site, at least, so you just gotta get that game sense on Valorant to be able to know that you need to stop moving and shooting other players. Bad Rasta is finding a kill, but getting an undershot from Jethroa, man. Stumbled that name.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of names that aren't actually like their tags.
Yeah.
Like Jethroa, he's actually Lift. You have Dell, who's actually Benji, stepping up for the squad. And oh no, it's a lot of, he had such a huge opportunity off that Marshall. Again, that gun is tricky to say the very least, and it almost feels like you're going a little bit too fast when aiming in. So yeah,
nice
he has to control it. What? Was he? He wasn't AFK or something. He was just watching another angle. Okay.
1v1.
Actually,
Spike
big
down.
opportunity. Spike is down. Still has a Marshall in his hand. Would like the rifle. Oh, but he knows. He knows. No way. Where did he go? He still rolled around. If I'm not mistaken, there was some lag.
Why is the kill? Does he have time to defuse?
I don't think so.
This is going to be incredibly close. The timer is going so fast. He is nearly there, but it's not enough. He needed another 2 seconds to do it. But Enchiladas, that was an incredibly close round. You have to give him some credit for that one. With how dominant the game has been so far, still being able to get around that close, that means they're inching closer and closer. Maybe they can get a round win at least on an ECG. I mean, there's been like 2 flawlesses, the 13-0s.
Right.
You don't want to go home on a back-to-back 0-13.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Rock in general, they had a pretty good weekend. Yesterday, they ended up, winning League of Legends?
Yeah, they're neck and neck for second place. I mean, if they went out here, and they would actually secure second if they won this game.
Yeah, no, they would secure second, and I mean, really, the winner of this just got second place. First place is already decided no matter what. But it would be kind of that prominence, especially with this being a, you know, like I mentioned before, one of the first Valorant lands. These semi-professional Counter-Strike players, they want that title. They want to be like, you know what? We've already played on LAN. Why don't we take our talents over to Valorant? It's one of those really semantic type things where, you know, players from this tactical FPS genre, they really do want under their resume. So I mean, man, I'm definitely looking forward to see, you know, maybe if Rock could pull out a round or 2 just to say, like, you know what, we put up a fight. We put up a fight. It's still a very big post plant though. It's a 4-on-4. You have Lift catching himself a frag to make that 2. No, actually it was a Hornet Sensei collecting it back with the operator. Mr. Fister with a Marshall with a wall bang on through. Still a 2-on-2, a flash fire. Headless chicken, in a sense, still over on that B side, still following the leader though. You have Mr. Fister helping out. Great, beautiful molly over on site, and this isn't Counter-Strike, boys. You can't just smoke it off. No way! No way! He stood there. No, he stood there menacingly. There, Chad.
Just stared him down.
Oh my God!
You can see the fear in his eyes.
Over.
Oh no.
Oh Lord.
Just style it on him.
Pistol round, ladies and gentlemen. It could be the 13-0 being completed. And It's looking more than likely, but this is that clean sheet that you pretty much need to come back from. It's a blank slate, and every player now back to the pistols. Of course, it's going to depend on what they actually buy in terms of equipment and actual guns, but
Shorty in hand.
oh gosh,
You don't need to aim that well.
shorty in hand for young Simba. And the rest of the team is going to be split between C and B. C is actually empty. Oh, but what is this? Wait, oh, young Simba ran right through the smoke and ended up taking down Benji. Hail Horror doing the exact same thing off the flank over towards that A site. So now it's a 3v3. It's even. Mac on site, win around. He has that shorty, gonna potentially be able to take down one. That cage is up. Oh, what a position! But Mr. Fister still there, ready and raring to go. Hornet Sensei, he has 21 HP. And Solana finishes him off. It's a 1v3 to try to keep that 13-0. Bino goes down! They did it! They have a round. They're gonna deny the 26-0 run that they've had here in bracket. And, well, take a bow here, boys, because it may get better from here. Economy is actually going to be a little bit better.
13-0 sweep. The comeback.
Reverse 13-0.
First
No
Valorant LAN
way.
broadcasted. First 13-0 comeback that I know of in a Valorant tournament.
I have never seen a reverse 13-0.
I haven't seen it even in unrated.
Right. At that point, it needs to be a complete lapse in judgment from the other team. Like, they would need to turn off their monitors for that to happen. I would like to think. But here we go. Bad Rastus actually opening up with a frag. Bino, who has actually proved to be a pretty good player here with his good old Sheriff, tapping heads. They're not going to get these opportunities, though. The attackers actually playing around with their food. Might just lurk on back. Benji, who was on the flank, gets taken down by Ensalada, and this is going to be a full rotate. As some of the defenders, I mean, they're already splitting between C, B, and A. It's a 1-1-1 setup. Oh, God. Horror in the back. Oh, Max still able to react, however. Still waiting for more players. There's one player just playing Ring Around the Rosie. That projectile actually ended up revealing the position of Ensalada to Mac. But even then, Mac couldn't capitalize on the headshot. Now it's just down to a 2-on-4. Hornet, oh, he's tapping heads. He's feeling it. Ends up getting that first frag. He might be able to pick up that gun. Don't really know how much of an upgrade that might be. But Bino going big. Had the headshot angle going for him. But Bad Rastus, okay. A 3K for him. And oh gosh, what's happening? Rock has 2 rounds.
I'm telling you, this is the comeback. 2-12 right now in the rounds. Though, to be fair, that was a save round on the side of ECG
Right.
Samurai.
Right, a deco round of sense, and they're gonna have to go for it once again if they want to maintain their economy steady. This is usually what we've been seeing in semi-professional to professional Valorant at the moment. You lose at that first round, it's not exactly going to be all too pretty for the next two, and they know it. They're investing really just the bare minimum, getting the bare minimum equipment, really just getting what they need, and they don't even get armor. Most of this squad, they're just aiming for heads, trying to make this economically, trying to get this economic damage on this team. So Bino does open things up, however, with the frag over onto Flashfire. There's going to be a confirmed reinvest, and look at this. Okay, Lift and Bino combining for frags over to long, and now it's going to be a 2-on-4. Make it a 1-on-4. Hornet! The 2K at the very end. That's going to confirm out a 13-2 W for ECG. Was lined up for a 13-0, but they'll take what they can get. They have a position in grand finals.
You're not going home back-to-back 0-13s.
No.
So it's not the worst case scenario. They also had a really good showing the whole weekend. They placed not last.
Right.
Which is, I'm not exactly sure how the standings will end up.
If I'm not mistaken, they're going to confirm out third place.
Yeah, they're likely going to be third place at this point. ECG Samurai up against Vikings up next. I'm really looking forward to that because that's by far the closest game we've seen in Valorant so far today. It was really close until the Vikings just finally found a burst of momentum that just carried them on to the victory. We can look into that in just a moment. Just saying a farewell to Rock Esports as they're gone for the day. Ensalada, Bad Rastas, Mr. Fister, Hail Horror, Flashfire, which is Young Simba. They all performed very well across all the other games. This Valorant just wasn't their game. Yeah,
I mean, I was overall very happy with their performance throughout this entire weekend. I mean, their performance on SND was more than pivotal for their success this entire weekend. They brought the hype. Their team, they were already, well accustomed with one another. With Rock being this, sort of grassroots community, effort in a sense, because I mean this. Rock as an organization, they're trying to open up their own LAN center coming up in the future, as South Florida is now starting to bleed LANs. You have Versus that just shut down, even ECG shutting down their own LAN center. So I mean, you have a company like Rock who could potentially come on in, actually serve the South Florida community really well. So I mean, coming into this tournament, getting themselves not only just a good team bonding experience, but also getting their name out there. I mean, give you a second. We got merch.
Merch.
We got merch for Rock here, so shout outs to those guys. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Losers Finals for Valorant. However, we're going to be back in just a little bit to present grand finals of this entire weekend. It's going to be ECG facing off against the Vikings. We'll be right back.
Don't miss it.
Love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on back to the Ultimate Gamer. My name is Upmine, joined here by Chad Lantis, and it's finally time. It is grand finals time here for Valorant. It's going to be the very last game of this entire competition.
Yeah, this is winner takes all, best of one at this point. Vikings versus the Samurais over from ECG. There's a rematch from earlier today, and right now we're going to find out who is the first winner of the very first LAN Valorant tournament broadcasted. And that is quite the prideful, that claim, that title, the accolade to have and take home. It's, some might argue, might be as equal to that 2K prize that was awarded to the winners.
Right, it was winner take all in terms of prize pool, and I mean, the Vikings, they did confirm out that spot, so congratulations to them. They have proven that they have, multifaceted talents in terms of esports, and they've been keeping up the energy all weekend, but this is pretty much the upper echelon prize. It is the Valorant tournament, and this is what really we've been waiting for all weekend. You have players like, at least from the side of the Vikings, you have Jovi stepping up already in the semi-professional to professional Valorant scene, looking for kind of his big break. And imagine putting this down on your resume. One of the first ever NA tournaments, if not the first NA LAN tournament. You win it out with your team, facing up against some of these semi-professional Counter-Strike players who, this advanced main ESEA level, lots of these players, they're moving over to Valorant just to try to, try their luck, see if they could get, some bigger prize pools under their belt. And honestly, off of this win could mean some momentum for them, could mean a little bit of inspiration. See if they could go over as a team or just individually over into another game. But ladies and gentlemen, we're getting right into it. It's grand finals of Valorant here for the Ultimate Gamer. Yeah,
and it's definitely one of those situations, if you're trying to get into Valorant, then this is the time you can try and make a claim as being one of the OGs in the tournament scene, at least for the LAN side of it. It's been a lot of remote tournaments, but this is the LAN side. You have that in-person.
Oh my, Ro, he already starts off huge, going right on in. He's in the middle of his own molly. Gonna be able to cover himself up with it, but he actually stopped the spike plant, and that's the biggest step out of all of this. Oh, 5 HP, and he's still able to get that last frag. Now one more player remaining, and it's gonna be Lift on the Sage. There's a molly right around him, and he's able to heal up. He has 2 HP at the end. Oh my God.
Bro, clutching it up, dropping that Molotov at the foot of his feet. Foot of his feet, but at the floor, under his feet, but that heals him up over time, the Molotov, if it's your own as a Phoenix. So he has that 5 HP, drops the molly to heal, and it was doing just in time to survive that body shot from Jethro, which is Lift. So it was a clutch decision to make that happen at the perfect timing and then land those shots to be able to clutch up the round, bring themselves up 1-0. And they are the ones who won the first match between these two teams earlier today. They are the ones who are on the winner's side of this grand final. Asian Braum is unloading with a Stinger, also at 5 HP, but luckily on Sage himself. He just healed himself up real quick, drop that wall, back up, allow time for Leaves to get a nice angle. Jovi GG finding 2, the judge. You've been judged and found wanting of a victory in this round. Leaves finishing it up 2-0 for the Vikings.
Easy dubs for the entire team. Flawless work. I mean, the fact that Asian Braum didn't actually die off of that interaction. He's wide swinging mid with a Stinger. That simply doesn't happen, and he's still able to get a couple of headshots out of it. And he survives. And he's on the Sage. Heals himself up, and the rest of the team just shark on down. Shoutouts to Jovi, who has been fragging out all day today in Valorant, and he makes it look easy with a shotgun.
Yeah, shotguns in this game, if you're coming from a CSGO background, shotguns in this game, because a lot more tight quarters, the abilities that allow you to close gaps.
Shotguns are just not used in Counter-Strike, period.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
You're trolling if you get a shotgun in Counter-Strike. But here, as you can see, Jovi using that, getting a double kill instantly. Because of those tight corners, they couldn't check it. He got a quick kill, but Bino answered right back with a double of his own. Now 3 versus 3, Bomb is at site. They're trying to get control of the environment, and the rotation is happening on the side of the Vikings. Nice kill from Asian Braum before getting traded back by Dell. Suiyu on the field at the site, trying to figure out what's going on. The spike has been planted. 2 members of each team alive, and the timer is going. Both teams trying to figure out where to look, where the enemy location is. That's a nice sky smoke from the Brimstone.
be a little
It's
bit
going
of
to
a
last
fake,
for
too.
so long, distract them, but that's a curveball, blinding him. Couldn't see anybody. Row heads on site, 1 versus 1, Row versus Dell, and Dell can't do it! Row clutches the round, is going to be able to get the defuse, and that's going to be a 3-0 start to the game for the Vikings.
Row has exploded in this game thus far. 6-0-0 is his KDA, and man, he's just tapping heads. He's going nuts.
I want to talk about Row quick. I interviewed him earlier today. He said this is his first tournament, his very first LAN tournament ever played.
Oh, yeah.
And he just was picked up because he was friends with people on the team, and he's over here
Crazy.
clutching up rounds, performing so well up with the likes of Jovi, who's a Rainbow Six Siege pro player, 3-time, did a lot in CSGO as well, looking to go pro in Valorant, and Ro's out here is like, I can do it too. Off the streets, like, this is like an underdog kind of story, because coming out of nowhere is Row performing so admirably.
I mean, for sure. I mean, he came in with such a good squad of players, and wow, okay. Such a good squad of players, and playing against such a good team of players. And you saw right there, Bino taking up a kill over to mid. Nice taps, coming in with a Phantom, and he actually pulls out the Phoenix ultimate, pulls out that clone of his, ends up getting so much damage there onto the Brimstone, but still has to get an even bigger one here up against, if I'm not mistaken, that it's Jovi. And it's gonna be a take over towards that A site. Benji with a frag through the smoke. He's still trying to play ring around the Rosie. Still lots of pressure here, and it's gonna be AJ2K going big. Hornet, what's going on? Missing out all of his knives, and now it's just gonna be down to Bino, who has to make his way back onto site. Well, it's being diffused. That's gonna be it. He has no time. 4-0 start.
And he falls.
Oh my lord, these
Lose the
Vikings
round.
players are going huge.
Lose the economy. That is such a rough situation because they bought that round. They got weapons, and right now they're looking at trying to buy again. They got some more Phantoms, stuff like that, so they're going to be struggling economically if they lose this round. One member actually two members going all the way down to the 0 line. So like, you're in a bad spot if you lose this round at this point on the side of the ECG Samurai. 4-0 right now, ultimate available to run it back for Row. We also have the Reyna ultimate on the side of ECG available. Brong holding it down in mid lane every single round, trying to make it happen with that Marshall. Couldn't find the pick instantly, but able to just stall for time as the rest of the teams are trying to figure out where the enemy are, where can they leave their ground, where can they find openings on the enemy side. Leaves, finding a kill onto Bino, and that is going to be a huge opening for the side of the Vikings. 5 versus 4 on the field.
Jovi again.
This is looking like it's going to be an interesting predicament indeed. Jovi getting caught on the flank from Macaroni. The leaves, answers right back, takes down Hornet Sensei before Dell eliminates him in the return, all down a Row. This is that player talking about in a 1v3 now though, has run it back available. That Reyna ult is activated. Orbital strike available as well for Macaroni. 1 versus 3, Row having to play around the things that are thrown at him from the side of ECG. Could this be the first round victory for ECG?
Wow.
Sent back, run it back, Dell finding the headshot over the crates. Not the best location to start that ultimate from Row, and that's going to be a first round victory for the side of the Samurai, 1-4.
Really the only position that he could go for. I mean, yes, a little bit more over to the corner, but he had no time.
Nope.
He had no time. Spike was already down. Spike was planning to run in front of him too, so it's so tantalizing. It's like right there in your peripheral view, but he simply could not get to it. Now, even then, the defenders who have been, winning round after round, this is the big thing though. ECG, they have been equalizing these rounds at least, putting on some economic damage, and you can kind of see the, the effect from that. Asian Brahmin person who has been buying rifles every round has actually been going down, a decent bit over to mid, losing out on some of those interactions. And well, there you go. He ends up buying up a Stinger this round, but hey, okay, good stuff from Asian Brahm, picking up his teammate almost immediately over towards that B site. Even then, his teammate goes down again. Yet another interaction going towards the side of ECG, and they need everything that they can get. Benji does spot one over towards that C site. Still most of the players towards B, but it's a split between A and B too. You have AJ2K, huge opportunity. He hears the spike going down right in front of him. Oh no, trying to make his way through that smoke. Bino is under heaven, ready and raring to go, and now it's just gonna be Leaves in a 1-on-5. Certainly not gonna try to go for it, especially because his teammates' economy, it's super, super low. Gotta save up this Vandal.
Yeah, Leaves trying to just find some exiting frags or something somewhere on the map. at this point in 1 versus 5, finds one onto Benji. But yeah, and 1 versus 5, you just don't go for the defuse. You don't go for the clutch play on the round because it's so unrealistic to actually happen. Getting an ace as it is amazing, but that's with your teammates being able to provide distractions and other things on the map. Finding a second kill onto Jethroa though, onto Lift. That curveball though, making it so hard to get out of that situation. You're a sitting duck at that point, couldn't flick away to negate some of the effects of that curveball either. And that's gonna be a quick kill on the side of ECG, bring it back 2-4, and it's still a close game.
Yes, sir. And now you have an eco round coming in from the side of the defenders after losing out 2 in a row. We're going to see SMGs. We're going to see upgraded pistols. The isolated rifle actually being thrown down from AJ2K and trying to actually get a Juggernaut buy. This is a rare thing to do in Valorant, but it happens all the time. One player gets all of that equipment up, able to get the full armor, and you put the rifle on your best player. That's exactly what they're trying to do right now. Jovi, a one-man killing machine. He can find a couple of frags, but the action is going to happen over to mid. You do have Ro in a little bit of a sticky position, but could be able to find himself an isolated kill, and he will onto Benji. The take is over onto the B side, however. AJ2K playing ring around the Rosie. Gonna find Lift, but not gonna get the kill. And the rest of his teammates all going down. Yes, you had Jovi on that Juggernaut buy, but is it going to be effective? It is a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-3 retake coming in for this defender side, and it's honestly not all that impossible. Okay, spray through the smoke from Dell, and no, what was that heal setup? Oh, Jovi, attaboy, he takes down 2. No, there's only gonna be 1 remaining. It's Mac, plays down 1, still playing ring around the Rosie, putting down the orbital strike, right in front of sight. He still has Jovi laying on around, both spraying at each other, can't find each other's heads. Still very low HP, but enough to go into yet another gun battle. Swing around from back, and he gets the headshot. And ECG surviving the eco round, not getting ecoed, and still restricting the bleeding. It's still going to be 4-3, going towards the side of Vikings, but they have a fighting chance here, Chad.
Yeah, Macaroni struggling so far this game, but clutching it up for the team right there, taking on a 1v1 against Jovi. Clutching up, getting up to 3-4, nearly tied up as we're entering round number 8. It's a 12-round half. First team to 13 wins it, and it's winner take all, best of 1 right here as a reminder. So you do not want to fall behind too far early in this game, and ECG is clawing the way back in the fight. Bino finding an instant kill on the round against Jovi, being a little bit too aggressive as Jovi. The Sky Smoke sawing him for a lot of time at the entry to garage, so it looks like they might go for a rotation. Macaroni falls to leaves.
Bino's already on A, however, and he's clearing up the site for his teammates. Finally in comes the full rotation, but that's a huge Sage Wall. Big Molly too, that orbital strike is gonna cover up site, that's gonna delay a little bit of time, not only for his teammates to rotate, but it's also going to allow, that wall to deteriorate just a little bit. Ro taking down Benji, but you have Lift in a really good position. Same thing with Bino with a crossfire. Asian Brahmi player who has been relatively quiet this game, going huge, taking down 2, but in comes the return frag from Ro, and that's gonna be a 5th round, continuing this win advantage for the team of Vikings.
Yeah, Ro coming up huge there, but that was all set up by Asian Brahm up in heaven, getting some quick kills, the double before dropping down, trying to be a little aggressive over towards the enemy Phoenix there on Bino. Maybe wait for Ro to show up or something like that, but hey, you still force Bino into a tough spot, having to do the recovery moment, and Ro challenges that great timing, lands those shots so wonderfully, and you getting that kind of round lead. If you win another 2, you guarantee a round lead going into the half, and that's such a nice spot to be in.
Absolutely, and now looking around at equipment, this round is going to be pretty scrappy here for the defenders. Although they did end up winning out that round, that last round was a little bit of a force, and this round almost literally the same thing. Ro just swings on out over to mid off of that ult. I mean, that's really all you want to do with that Phoenix ult. You want to get all the information in the world, maybe take a body or 2 down with you, but that's the only important info game. Now the attackers, they feel a little bit scared to actually approach up mid, knowing that they have already been revealed. And Mac needs to get that heal back up, but what's going on? Is that Sage? Oh no, Lift has already used that heal, and Jovi coming in from behind is gonna get that flank. Bino going huge. still on AJ2K laying around on site. That's gonna be a big flash, but even then, literally walks into the crosshairs of Benji. But Jovi, Benji 1v4, still playing around. Has the overheal, has the ult in his hands. Still slowly making his way on site. Spike is still very early in its life cycle. Oh, love the BM too, love the call out. And then he immediately goes down. Big round for the ECG CSGO players. Taking back yet another one, a big round, big openings from Bino over to mid, and some weird 1v1 interactions over to mid immediately from the defenders, getting a little bit antsy.
Yeah, we actually heard there in the arena, there's a divider between the teams, so they can't screen peek, but
Right,
they can
of
still hear each other. And when Jovi's in a 1v3, they called out for him that he's getting nervous and trying to distract him, playing some of those old school competitive mind games, which you see a lot of times in like FGC scene way back when, in like local lands for like Halo tournaments, things like that. So it's nice to see that we can still have those kind of opportunities. 1v3 though, tough to pull off. Now 5-4 on the rounds. Such a close game. Love seeing it. It's Jovi and Ro up against basically Bino in the squad, or Bino in the squad, because they're doing pretty well overall. Leaves finding a nice Frenzy kill onto Bino for taking down Hornet Sensei. Rifle beats Frenzy, of course. So it's tough to win that, but on basically a save round, any kill is huge in this situation. Asian Braum trying to have a cheeky play with that shorty, but found out by Dell. Nice little half splash bang happened. Nice wall bang as well onto Suyu, AJ. And now it's a 2 versus 4, but on a buy round.
Oh, that's huge.
See if we can find some guns off from some dead bodies perhaps, get some more kills. Jovi trying to find where the enemy is located, takes a shot. A blaze storm in his face though when he has a Marshall. It's tough to win that trade, and a lot of BM going away.
Okay. Benji, I see another clip. He's out of bullets.
No ammo.
He's literally
Okay.
pulling in the classic. Okay, we see you. Is he safe at the moment from this?
Yeah, it's definitely looking to be a save. The Spike's been playing it so
Oh,
long
yeah,
ago. It's a
100%.
1 versus 4. It's tough to really pull off this kind of round. So looking to try to find some extra frags like that one against Hornet Sensei, getting some revenge for his ally Jovi from earlier. And can he find another kill? Ro coming around the corner, finds the headshot onto Lift.
Huge.
And they still lose the round tied up, but getting those extra frags and keeping your gun like that is actually a pretty good way to lose a round.
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate loser.
Soften the blow a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you had kind of that setup at the beginning of the round. That was almost a full eco. You had upgraded pistols going in, so very, very low, eco investment. So they took whatever they could. They took up a Phantom, and now let's see how Ro can actually use it as the attacker. They do have a little bit of a split going on, more or less a default that they've been running this entire time.
Yeah, considering that was the eco round, you're almost guaranteed to lose in that anyway, so getting an upgrade for sure is huge. And ruining the economy a little bit on the enemy team by getting those kills, making them have to rebuy their guns. Now, 2 rounds remaining. There's a resurrection available. And now we're trying to find some cheeky plays. Ro sitting in the wing, finding Bino, trying to make an A clear happen. It's been there so often this game. Macaroni answering back onto Leaves. Found that over towards the C lobby exit area. Leaves overextending, Bino overextending. So that's basically the story on split ends of the map. You can feel that control happening. Bomb is now in rotation. Hornet Sensei and Macaroni finding 2 very rapid kills on the map. Now suddenly a 2 versus 4. This is looking really difficult for the Vikings to pull out some rounds lately. They're on the defensive side, and I was talking to them earlier in the interview as well, and they said they actually favored the defensive play. So the fact that they're falling a little bit behind now, likely losing this round, that's not a good look if they're going to have to spend the second half on offense.
Yeah, it's good that they kind of depend on more of a defensive mindset. I mean, that's really sort of the advantage that you get in most tactical FPS. It's mostly going to go towards the side of the defensive side, but now in this game at least, or in this map specifically, Haven is a little bit more attacker-sided, or at least attacker-favored. lots of, not too many choke points to fall into, lots of opportunities for flanks, lots of opportunities just for, isolated 1v1s. If you can aim, you could probably, oh my God, okay. You could probably take full advantage of that. So Benji, okay, he sweeps up the last 2 players saving, so that's shambolic for this defensive side. Look at their cash. Very uneven.
Tough to see that because they decided so early on that round, basically the moment the spike was planted, that they're going to stay. They didn't even try to push forward and get picks. They just sat around looking at angles, trying to just get some exit frags. So making that kind of decision, not even going for the spike defuse at all and make a play, trying to find those angles, and still losing your guns. That's a tough pill to swallow. Last round of the half, so even though the economy wasn't that great, the guy buy out. That op is doing work with Jovi, finding that instant first pick, but resurrected is Bino by Lift. And now back to the 5 versus 5, but Asian Braum has a resurrection as well. Neural Theft also available on their side of the Vikings versus that Sena ult now activated. Orbital Strike also available. And now Sena roaming. That's going to be Benji trying to find a kill. Catches Row red-handed, literally trying to use that ability. And that is a feels bad moment. When you try to use the ability in this game, you peek at that exact moment. But now Asian Braum holding cover fire for his teammate, taking down Benji. But Jeff Roa, Lift getting a quick 2K. And now suddenly, so quickly, it's a 2 versus 2. But Suyu leaves, finding the kills. 2 versus 1, trying to make a retake. Hornet says, say, up against them, and makes the clutch happen. Are you kidding me? 2K instantly. So many clutch plays in that round. And that's going to be a 7-5 scoreline going into the half for ECG.
Going absolutely huge, man. I mean, 2 plays in that one included, some spray downs, and that wasn't even a spray down. That first one, just like the 1-2 tap, the second one being a headshot, the first one, all it needed to be was that body shot. And my Lord, what a play. What a way to end the half there.
That was exciting. I mean, both teams had players stepping up, but at the end, it was Hornet Sensei. That player is what we were joking earlier about, might be the ultimate gamer because he's played in every single game this 3-day weekend, all 6 of them, and has performed very well in every single game as well. I haven't seen him show any signs of weakness really, and now he's stepping up for his team, performing so well in Valorant to end off the weekend and try to get that Valorant victory. So even though they don't get the first place, still getting that Valorant victory could be huge for this team.
Yep, so that title under your belt, saying that, we are Valorant land champions, something that not many people on this earth can say.
Literally this team.
Yep.
If they win.
And Lift. Start things off with a 3K. That's at least going to equalize things for his team, but now it's Asian Braum and leaves in a 2v1 as Hornet goes down. Oh, okay. Mac now has to find an alternative route in this round as tries to make his way on through. Okay. Smart smoke usage, at least gonna try to make his way on. That's actually a pretty good spot for that smoke right below him, so he could drop down, kind of play it around into below heaven, but it doesn't work out in his favor. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be a round taken back.
Yeah, it gave him a nope card right there, Asian Braum. Just
The
the
Uno
worst
reverse
possible
card, just like,
timing.
nah.
Gave him a stop sign, gave him the old red X there. A literal wall in his face.
Yeah, a tech pause.
It's going to be a tech pause. It looks like it might be some kind of audio issue.
Yep.
The player's fiddling with the headset right now, so they're going to figure out what they can do with that.
Yep.
And we'll be back into it pretty quickly. Everything's plugged in again, so hopefully it won't take much time.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Hornet from the pop-off that he had, from the end of the half, I think that ended up disconnecting his headset, or at least
Maybe.
messing it up.
Well, it's not Hornet
Man went a
that's
little
actually messing around with his headset.
Oh, okay, I see Hornet over there. Might be.
Hornet's off to the left.
Yeah, his headphones are working. Maybe.
Yeah.
Wasn't even looking over towards the crowd. I'm looking at the game, this beautiful game of Valorant here, Chad.
Beautiful game of Valorant.
So I wanted to ask you, now that we have a little bit of time to work with, what has been your highlight of the weekend, man?
Oh man, honestly, gameplay-wise, kind of this. I mean, the Smash was hype. I didn't get to cast it, but the way Smash ended was very hype. 1v1 when both players were very high percentage, things like that. Ganondorf mirror and everything suddenly. But yeah, this game is incredibly close, very hype to watch. League of Legends has a few hype moments, nice interviews. We did a news recording. It's been a fun time.
Absolutely, lots of content being created this weekend throughout the kind of the family of Ultimate Gamer Lions Ultimate Gamer shows in a sense.
Yep.
And I mean, of course, you had the Leading Edge on the side. You also had a podcast type show on the other. We also had interviews with players. We had interviews with literally us. We were getting opportunities to be on the mic. And I mean, honestly, it's been a very fun time here at the Ultimate Gamer Tournament. And there's going to be more in the future, ladies and gentlemen. Please stay tuned for future Ultimate Gamer projects at the UltGMR on Twitter and multiple other social medias. But we're going to get right back into our game as the tech pause does finish up.
Yeah, second round of the half. This is close to tied up. If the Vikings win it here, it would be.
Uh-oh. Big flash coming in. This is going to be a huge crossfire. Hornet and Benji waiting up over into garage, but they're not going to be able to use it all that well. Huge wall followed up by the smoke. And that's pretty much going to be just B-sided dead. Oh my God, Rose saving Asian Braum there. Oh my God, that looks so scary.
In the face. The face with the orb. It almost looked like the orb killed him because of the timing that was so perfectly executed there.
Throws out the orb, gets a headshot with the orb. Oh my Lord.
The timing tied up 7-7. Vikings looking really good on offense. They did win the pistol round and traditionally tend to lose the next 1 or 2 rounds if you lose the pistol round. So this is kind of standard based on how that kind of 50-50 environment pistols go, because it doesn't really have a whole lot of advantages for offense defense. Everything's close quarters. Who can hit their shots first is really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
But now 7-7, some buys could be coming in at the half buy. Maybe they save again. We'll have to wait to see. But this is kind of where we start seeing that ECG can start making a comeback in this half, start having a more dominant presence.
Absolutely, and I'm here for it. I mean, these two players, these two teams have been going back and forth really every single round in terms of frags, and here we go again. It's been an all-star Jovi. Love that audio pickup too. He was waiting for that reload animation to go down, and I love that too, using the invincibility to spot out a player in the back lines, but it's gonna be Bino snatching up that original embodiment of Jovi there as he goes out of his invincibility form, and now it's a 3-on-4. Make that a 3-on-3. Leaves going big, catching a frag over to the A side. He's gonna clear that one up. Asian Braum, rest of the squad gotta make his way on, and that's actually a slow orb on the side. It might be a little bit rough if the defenders did start to pretty much rush down on site, but it's not gonna be all that bad. Asian Braum still using up that wall over towards short A, and okay, Lift, what's going on here? Immediately gets a frag, still looking for more. Leaves was playing ring around the rosy with the sight though, making it look easy. Mac around the corner, can't get a kill. Hornet, he's already had a couple of flanks to his name, but it just simply doesn't work. It's gonna be Leaves with a 3K on the round, and okay, there you go. That's the opening. Vikings back in the lead.
Where was Hornet since he was looking at the neural theft hat? He looked down at the hat and started shooting at the hat.
I think he got caught by he got caught by something and he was shook. He looked back at his own hat, just like,
yeah,
I dropped my hat.
Maybe there's a trap wire there and I didn't catch it, but all I saw
too.
was the hat, and he started shooting at it, and just, man, you got it. You know the two members are on the other side of the boxes, so if you turn around 180 like that, like, you're just going to be dead. So
yeah.
I don't know exactly what was happening there for Hornet Sensei as a player who does not typically make mistakes.
Oh,
cast a cursing him. He's dead instantly after I said that. That is like a save round though, just sheriffing out and ghost on the hand. So this is likely going to be another lost round because they bought the last time, trying to make it happen, force some vandals. And Jovi finding Bino. This is looking rough for the side of ECG on the save round. Trying to get those pistol shots off with the Sheriff. Finds one. Can Macaroni find more? Lift does with that Sage. Finding those Sheriff shots, that Incendiary though, that's going to buy a lot of time in the middle. Lift finding another onto AJ, and suddenly this is with a resurrection of 4 versus 2 in the save round. Are you kidding? If they win this round, that's gonna be so much momentum back on the side. That's gonna be spike planted by Rowe. Timer is ticking. Can they do it? 2 versus 4. It is possible for either side. Manpower versus firepower, and the firepower is winning. Leaves getting a 2-piece double headshot using that spray. Nice control of the recoil, and now it's down to Macaroni. Hornet Sensei. Can they make it happen with these sheriffs? Can they find a dead body perhaps? Get a gun. Macaroni finds the shots onto Row. 2 versus 1. Leaves. Can he do it? Can he defend the site? Phantom in hand. Trying to defend the location. Gets the kill on the Macaroni in a 1v1. Finds Hornet Sensei. Gets that shot as well. 4K for Leaves. And that's going to be a 9-7 of the rounds. Vikings getting momentum.
It's heroic after heroic after heroic play here, ladies and gentlemen. As Leaves that time, he pulls the 2K outside of that B side off the rotation. That's perfect. That's going to spread out the other defenders. They're going to find alternate routes. And it just so happens to be that the alternate routes are on the complete other side of the map. So they delay it even more. They have less time to work with when they eventually make it onto the A side. And that leaves with a pretty good opportunity to get himself some frags. And a 4K for him on the round. Everyone on their game on this one, and we have yet another round to go.
The running back activated by Row is sent back already. Lost out on that armor, which is, you can use that to have basically a zombie version of yourself, a clone version, and you get sent back if you die, but you lose your armor if you die with the running back. So that's the downfall of it. Get a lot of information, maybe get some kills in it with a lot of safety, but armor's gone, and this is a little bit slower of a round than what we've seen lately. The curveball caused him blind, but nice sidestep. And now we're going to see what these players can do on some rotations. Perhaps they push through. He's trying to use their abilities across the map to make some openings happen, try to get their way into a bomb site on the side of Vikings on the attack. Up on rounds, Reyna ult activated. Benji finding a 2-piece in the garage window, but Jovi answering back with one of his own and doing some shenanigan plays, trying to find those angles. So much smoke on site. Gets an angle for Benji, taking him down, but Jethroa, that's Lift, finding the return. 2 versus 2 on the fight. Jovi with a 3K onto Bino is all down to Lift versus Jovi versus Leaves. 2 really skilled players. Can they do it? Spike in hand. Where will he go? Lift trying to figure out, trying to predict the rotations. There's so many corners to check. That's such a struggle with this game in Valorant. There's so many corners to check, so it's so hard to make a map rotation, especially later in the rounds when you start losing out on your abilities. You don't have much to work with. If you're on a Sage, you don't have smokes or flashes or anything like that to work with either. So Lift, try and figure it out. Spotted someone, perhaps does get the angle, finds the headshot onto Jovi. Now Lift leaves. Who gets the win? Who gets the L? It will be Lift. Leaves, securing the round again for the Vikings. 10-7 on the score. They're inching closer and closer to the overall victory.
Absolutely, friendo. And look at this buy now. They just have around $3,000 for this defensive side. And man, they have to hold back. It's going to be an eco. Some upgraded pistols going back and forth, and okay, you do have some full investment. Again, it is 10-7. At worst, this would leave at a 12-7 score line if they do end up losing out this round. But they're counting on these guns actually working out for them. So let's see what kind of setup they're going to go for. They have never been aggressive over the long, and it's not going to happen once again, as the attackers do end up sweeping their way over towards that A site. Oh boy, what a setup here. You have Lift around the corner with the Sheriff. Not going to be able to get any frags off of it. He does have a teammate there to try to get himself a trade, but that's simply not going to work out in his favor. Benji looking for a headshot or two, but instead it's going to be Leaves sending him back. Here comes Bino. The wall ends up going up right in front of him. Asian Braum too, picking up Leaves, and that's going to be one more piece of advantage for this team. Oh no, Hornet. He would have to go huge. It's this 2v5 retake. Hornet at least has to get himself a frag here to even make this possible, but instead it's gonna be Jovi recollecting that frag, and it's a flawless round for the attackers. This is looking more and more possible for a tournament W here for the Vikings.
And Leaves has been stepping up, and it is surprising that he's doing so on the attacking side on Cypher, which is one of the best defensive characters in the game. And on attacking is when he starts popping off. That is incredibly, you have to credit that to his gun skill. Like,
yeah,
it's not really a character thing. He's not really abusing. It's not like he's playing Raves post or pre-nerf when you're just spamming grenades or something. That's all the only reason he's getting kills. He is playing a character that does not do well on attack traditionally and still finding the success as Rowe trying to keep up with him on the scoreboard, find the kill onto Bino, but Lift find the kill on the Leaves, shutting him down. That's the players have been popping off. You want to keep him down. Hornet says like, nice headshot. That was such an amazing shot. Close quarters with a Marshall in hand. 2 versus 3 on the field. Spike has been planted. Defenders, ECG, trying to find the way towards the bomb site. They are bleeding rounds. They have not won a round yet this half. It's been completely dominated by the Vikings, and they're gonna have to start winning some if they want any chance to win this game. 2 points away from winning the match. Jovi finding Macaroni, all down to Hornet Sensei. The player's been coming up clutch so often this weekend for the team. Can he do so in this round in a 1 versus 3? Cannot find the shots. Asian Braum shutting him down as he was trying to get something happening into heaven. But now match point, 12-7. Vikings, can they finish it off?
See if they can do so. Lots of equipment being used in that round by the defenders, especially over to mid. Let's see what they can actually pull off here in terms of equipment. You do see a Bulldog in the hands of Benji and SMG and Lift and SMG and Mac and 2 more rifles split between the Phantom and the Vandal and Bino and Hornet Sensei. Full Vandals for the teams of the team of the attackers, for the team of the Vikings. Again, they already have the tournament W. They're looking for they're looking for the Valor W. Oh, Benji! Out of nowhere, rushes out mid, and that's gonna be some quick frags. If there's ever a confidence setter for your team, if there's ever a round that you would like to come back on, this has gotta be it. Leaves, however, a very tall task in this 1v5, still some time to work with. Does end up taking down 1, still another player raining around the corner. That's gonna be Lift. 4 rounds now separate the 2 teams.
Benji coming up huge in that round with a quick 3K. Instantly 4 members of the Vikings fall. That was just incredibly, that's exactly what ECG needed. They needed to get a very decisive victory. They only lost 1 member. They can keep a good economy going forward, and they just need to win out 5 rounds to 0 at this point. Vikings did so this half. They went, what was that, 7-0? ECG can do 6-0.
Absolutely. And of course, this is not like most esports, when you do end up tying a scoreline, there is no overtime. There's just one final round to decide, who would split up that 13-12. And we might be seeing it soon, but Benji again getting really aggressive. Jovi going huge, taking out 2 over to mid. And here comes the setup over to the A side too. Bino makes his way on. Same thing with his teammate. And there you go. Mac takes down 1. Bino looking for another one. There's a player in the smoke and he simply can't get to him. Spraying him down. That spike drop would have been everything, but he simply couldn't find it. They have a teammate low on HP. Bino pulling out the ult. That's gonna be a smoke over to mid 2. Lift with a frag back onto Leaves. And no matter how this round ended up starting, this round currently has a man advantage going towards the side of ECG as the attackers approach up that B site.
You can really feel that momentum going back on the side of ECG. After the 2 opening picks from Jovi, they're still now in a contention versus 2. Jovi, though, answering right back. This is that Rainbow Six Pro, trying to go pro Valorant. And if somebody who's going to clutch up the round, it's likely going to be him as Lift finds the revive on Hornet Sensei, that clutch player on the side of ECG. Bino finding some angle on top of that wall, trying to make something happen with Jovi, finding a 4K of the round. Braum answering back, and Braum finishing the game. Jovi coming up huge in the last round. Braum closing it out. This will be 13-8. Vikings winning the Valorant, winning the entirety of the Ultimate Gamer weekend. They are now victorious over all the competitors in the first Valorant LAN event broadcasted. Vikings.
There you go, friend. I mean, Vikings, they are your champions for the Ultimate Game. They are your champions of Valorant. They were your champions of S&D the other day. And good Lord, this team certainly proving that they deserve that title of Ultimate Gamer. And this entire team stepping up, not only in this game, but in every single game. They have different representation coming in for each kicker tournament. I mean, it's absolutely massive, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of talent that we have going towards these 2 teams that ended up facing off at the very end. I'm very impressed with kind of the level of play that you mentioned before. I mean, these players, they weren't exactly, they didn't exactly know each other before the tournament. Some of them might have. They might have been buddies. I mean, you mentioned the story of Roe that ended up making it onto this team purely because it was like a friend of a friend of a friend type thing. And it's just like, you know what? Why not? I'll try my hand out in a LAN. Why not? And he ends up going huge this entire weekend. And I mean, shout outs to the Vikings. They win the first ever LAN Valorant tournament, and they win the Ultimate Gamer tournament.
Yeah, that was very impressive to see all those players show up in every game and just make it happen. And that's honestly, like, that power of positivity is exactly what they're saying was their driving force is, yeah, there's a lot of great players across the board, but they're like, positivity, we're having fun, we're looking to have fun in this event, and just keep communication happening. A lot of team-based games they step up on as well. So the communication, positivity, all that stuff, definitely working in their favor.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching The Ultimate Gamer throughout these last 3 days. Please, there's going to be some more in the future. Ultimate Gamer has a lot of big plans coming up in the future for the esports world, and you guys do not want to miss it. Follow them on Twitter and multiple other social medias at @TheUltGMR. You can follow myself on Twitter at @upline_. Chatlantis, where can they find you?
At Chatlantis TV on Twitter.
And ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolute pleasure, but we're going to be signing off for one last time. Congratulations to Vikings for being the champions of this weekend, and we'll see you guys next time.
Take care.